Hey, so today I'm going to be talking with Rafe Koster of Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies, and Dave Georgeson of Planetside Tribes and EverQuest Landmark. They are working on this new game called Stars Reach. It's an MMO, and we're going to see some of the gameplay in just a little while, and we're going to be hearing from the developers, and I'm really excited.
Oh yeah.
And I'll go ahead and say this, like, while they're still getting ready. This is not sponsored or anything. I did get invited to try out the game. But I would have asked to try it out anyway. I really enjoyed Star Wars Galaxies and was completely excited when I found out that one of the developers that helped make it is working on a new MMO. So like I'm gonna be biased, but not for the right reasons. I'm biased because it's something I'm excited about. So I wanted to get that out of the way. I'll probably
Yeah, God, I guess it is.
I've got I got the game open. I'm when I unmute, we're gonna have some developer chatter and everything going too. So you're not gonna hear game sounds at the very first. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the game. Um, hi. All right. The official stream is starting. If you want to check that out instead or as well. My computer froze up for a second. Okay. I'm gonna show you the character creation. Again, this is alpha. This is very very early stages of the game, but there's some placeholders for right now. Um, there's a humanoid and this big Sasquatch looking thing, which looks really cool when he dances around. With the different dances that they have in the game, and there's like a big thing with horns and some cat people. So they've got like some of the basic like fantasy races going, and there's some like early lore, kind of explaining who they are and where they come from, which is really it's cool. For right now, the character models are kind of a placeholder, so I'm gonna be showing up as a different character every time I zone. But you can kind uh, of, of course, I'm gonna play generic female, so that's gonna be the character model you're gonna be seeing while I'm going through the game. Um,
For a while, and some of whom have not, and are still finding their space legs, I guess. And talk about the game for a couple of hours and show off what it does and what it can do. So welcome everybody. Really glad to
Welcome.
have you here.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
Yeah.
for
for having
having
us.
us.
Great to be here. This is exciting. I'm very excited. I've jumped in for like
Oh
an
no,
hour and I set myself on fire and
I
that's about it.
I
So
logged in dead. I was
So
playing.
the normal Redbeard
I was playing
shenanigans,
yesterday,
Yeah,
and
essentially, yes.
Yeah.
your camps aren't really safe. It's the wilderness out
Well,
there.
should we maybe have
Um,
people introduce
but
themselves and
strong
say who they
start.
all are
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
and who they're playing? So
Well, I'll start.
go ahead, Dave.
I'm Dave Georgeson. I'm the game director, and the character I'm playing is Kickster QIXTER.
Say why.
Oh, because a long time ago I ran an arcade, and I really thought that the game QIX Kicks was an extraordinarily elegantly designed game. And then it also turned out that it was a perfect name to use on high score lists because you only had 3 letters to use and nobody used Q or X. So I was Kix, and I was Kix my entire career, except for a while I was at SOE doing, and I was Smoke Jumper. But Kix or Kickster or something like that has been my moniker for a long time.
Cool. So I'm Raph, and I run Playable Worlds, and I've been making MMOs a long time, and Stars Reach is kind of the culmination of a lot of learnings and lessons over the years. And I'm in here playing Cornetto because my avatar has horns.
All right, I can go next if
Sure.
no one else.
Go
So I'm
for it.
Redbeard Flynn. I'm a content creator. Believe it or not, my name is because my beard is red. But I'm a huge fan of MMORPGs. First MMOs were Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies, EverQuest, and I've been playing MMOs for so long that I figured I might as well try and share my love of those MMOs. But it's nice to meet you all. This is kind of a dream come true being on this stream. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And it's very nice to meet all of you. I'm excited to see the promise of Stars Reach and what it's going to be.
I'll go ahead and go. I'm Controlled Chaos. I am a YouTuber and streamer about games that have really good communities, mainly MMOs. Started off with EverQuest, Planetside, and Star Wars Galaxies, and just love online communities that are very positive. And then I also do game development, so I like to sort of give the knowledge of sort of the behind the scenes stuff in some of my videos of how developers might have done something or why they choose to do things a certain way. And Stars Reach just really interests me for the pure simple fact of doing things that aren't the normal way that we see in most MMOs.
I guess I'll go next. I am Rami Noodles, a little under the weather, so my voice is different, and but that's okay. I've been playing Star Wars Galaxies for 21 years. I was originally playing on live, then I switched over to emulators. I make YouTube content, and I also stream. Very much looking forward to the spiritual successor to Star Wars Galaxies, which is Stars Reach, and the unique game philosophy that the Playable Worlds team has around it. So thank you for having me on. This is actually like a little kid meeting his heroes.
I see Fever is already digging holes under people.
Sure, I'll go. This is Old Man Observer. Been playing games since the Atari 2600. This is the first year I really kind of attempted to maybe do a little bit of streaming as much as I possibly can, with the idea that as I near retirement, this is something I probably will do full time, just for fun and just hang out with people while I'm playing games. And I picked a moniker that I felt would be more true every day that goes by, and kind of relate to a little bit. I will provide my observations, although I anticipate enjoying this game. If there are things I don't like, I'll be honest and provide the feedback as I see it.
Awesome.
And we'll be honest and say, yeah, we're gonna fix that.
So, sometimes we might argue and say, well, we don't think it's something to fix, but
True.
Most of the time, I think we have a general philosophy that if a player says something's wrong, they may not be right about what the fix is, but you can't say that their experience that they had is incorrect, right? It is what it is, and that means you almost certainly have something to address.
Okay. Hi, I'm Cersela. I just really love games and talking about them. I have a YouTube channel for now. I'm going to well, I'm currently on Twitch. Hi everybody. And I hope to stream more in the future, but I mostly just really love getting in and exploring new games and talking about them and seeing how they tick, and it's just really enjoyable. And again, I love Star Wars Galaxies. It was like one of the games that kind of changed how I saw games because it was able to do things that other games weren't doing at the time, and I've just thought back on it for so long, so I'm so excited to be playing like a spiritual successor to it. And I'm really excited to see where this one goes.
I think a love for Star Wars Galaxies is very, very apparent in
Yeah.
this. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And we're all
And the
dying.
mayhem already starts.
Yes, it did.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. There we go.
Well, are y'all on jungle or temperate?
All right,
We
I'm
are
gonna
on
be running
jungle.
around in
Okay.
in the
We're
game
on
in just a
ball eyes
second.
right
I
now.
was letting them have a chance to. Oh my goodness! I want that shark
I've already
ass.
run away from things that are.
I got my first question. My hopper's full. And it's not intuitive of how I empty it or what I do with it.
Go to extractor on your terraformer tool and hit the tab button if that's what it's already on, and then just target a place and
Oh,
hit
so you got to
Q.
hit tab. Okay, tool mode, set to extracting.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
then
then
just push it out
yeah with Q.
with Q.
Chicken dance.
So I see we have Q and E. What's the difference between Q and E?
All right.
Basically, every tool in the game. We got these 4 tools over on the side.
One more second.
That's your
I
loadout. You can
apologize
swap that out
again.
when you're in
You may
camp
have
or
a better
at
viewing
home.
experience on the official Play
there's
Stars
each
Reach
tool
Twitch
essentially leads
stream,
into
but
a whole
this is
different
just going to be
skill
my
tree of
perspective
stuff
of
that you
me
can
like
go
running
learn
around in the
and do
game,
things
and
with, right?
you can hear the developers talk if I
Each
don't talk over them like
individual
this.
tool
I will
offers up a
be
bunch
right
of
back.
different capabilities, but we want to make sure that the interface for it all is reasonably consistent. So they all have a primary fire on the left mouse button. Some of them have a charge up effect when you hold down, primarily weapons. Hold down left mouse button, and then on release, it will fire the charge up. And Q and E are kind of your special action keys. You may not have anything on Q and E until you level up enough and buy skills to put things on there. But virtually every tool has something that can go on Q and E. And some tools have multiple modes where they can do more than one thing. And if that's the case, you can hit tab to cycle through the different modes. And that will also change what Q and E do. So for example, with the terraformer, you might be in the extracting mode, in which case you're digging. But as you level up, skill up in different trees, you can get things like terraforming and actually building with the materials that you extracted, or prospecting mode, which allows you to do searches and so on. But everything pretty much. Tab for modes, Q and E for actions.
While you were explaining that, I went to go try combat. I found out how you can die in the game.
I found many fun ways to die in the game, and that's why I like.
Yeah. So I guess do we have everybody here in the jungle now? Is everybody here?
Oh, I don't know where you guys are at.
There are
I'm
trees
lost.
near me. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
shooting
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm still at the spawn point.
Oh, I see Cersela dancing there. I see Controlled Chaos. I see Kicks.
I'm big homesteading fan.
All right.
All right.
I have an
you're-
immediate quality of life improvement suggestion. I
Alright.
absolutely need a sound control in this game. So I can't even hear you all when I'm shooting in this game because it's so loud compared to the browser voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do not have that right now. The best
Yeah,
choice
I know.
is the best choice is to actually adjust your Windows sound settings. Right. Go to the volume mixer and just turn Stars Reach down. I did the same thing like 2 minutes ago when everybody was dancing.
Somewhere between 5 and 10% works pretty well. You can talk over that.
Okay, so you mentioned the Christmas tree earlier, I believe, Raph. Is that where y'all were?
Yes. Yeah, we are
Okay.
at the Christmas tree. Fever is actually standing atop it right now, pretending to be an ornament.
I see.
Jumping.
I'm down
right?
in some canyon. I don't know where I am.
Are the trees around you mostly palm trees, or are you in like a deep sandy canyon with lakes?
I'm shooting at some ball hogs. Is that what that says?
Yep.
Oh, that sounds like deep sandy canyon with lakes.
That's right.
I
You
mean,
are
I
on a-
just
You're on a
just
different
found a
planet
camp.
altogether. Yeah, you're on a different
shit.
planet from the rest of us. So, what we could do is organize a trip to go find you, and bring you into the group.
That'd be
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A rescue mission?
That's
There
right.
you go.
That's right. Which, if he's lost in the sandy canyon, you need, so yeah. Everybody who's on jungle, do we want to head over to the giant glowing portal that is over here? I'm guessing the
giant
one we'll need
glowing-
to. It is like a spiky gold thing right next to the blue beam. All right, so
Spiky
if
gold
you-
thing.
yeah,
Blue
so
beam.
Stars Reach. I should explain a little bit about what we're about to do.
Oh, I've been
Stars
muted.
Reach
I apologize.
is not set up as a single giant seamless map, because instead it's set up to be thousands of individual planets that are all, think of them as hyperlinked together. Eventually, we won't use portals like this. You'll go through takeoff and landing
Starfield could
sequences
never.
with spaceships and spaceports and so on. When we go through this portal, we're going to end up in space. And then we're going to fly through space to another portal and go through that to land on a different planet. Right now in the
movement is
pre-alpha,
really
we've
cool in
been
space when we get
testing
there.
with just a few planets. So we have this one, which is called Gaiamar, which is, we keep calling it jungle. It's really more semi-tropical. There's a temperate planet that I'm going to forget the name of.
Rodin 4.
Rodin 4, that's right. And then there's a
I have the
desert
resolution in
planet, which
4K. I
is,
should
quite
have
a bit more
reduced it
dangerous.
for the stream. Hopefully
It's
it's
rock
not
solid.
choppy. If it is choppy, it's the
So,
stream, not the game.
If all of you
It's
come
actually
over
been
to the
performing
portal,
pretty well,
and
and I apologize.
When you,
Okay.
get close enough and hover over it, you'll see a little pop-up that you can use G to use portal. And
Alright.
when you do that, you should get to the portal and then reach zoning, and then you end up in space.
We're going to space. There will be
I
spaceships
will wait here
later,
for all of you
but
to
for
do
now
that.
we're gonna be
Let's see. Am I? Oh, I'm
going in
literally
our
in space.
suits, floating
You are gonna
around.
be
It's
literally
Whoa.
in
a lot of
space,
fun.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
yeah.
this is amazing. Okay. What? I have not done this before. This is cool.
All right. So we are all on an asteroid. Let
Watch
me
out for
give
the
you
sky
some.
sharks.
I don't know how
Yeah,
to fly.
yeah. So let me give you some very, very basics here. You can move about in zero gravity with WASD. Q and E are still going to be your specials, but you can use Control A and D to roll. So that'll give you
Really?
some additional control if you're getting disoriented in zero G. Please note that flying
I have
around, you
navigated
have
space without knowing that.
inertia,
That is
so
cool.
if you're not careful, you just fly away. I suggest all of you try landing on the asteroid.
Landing on the asteroid.
Landing on the
Just
asteroid
smack
is
into it.
cool.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one?
So
The one
you
the portal
you
is
float
on.
around
Smack
like
into it.
in
There you
space, and then when you land,
Now that
it's
you're
like you
here,
snap
you
on
can
like gravity
walk.
boots. It's a
And
lot
you'll
of
notice
fun.
that there's actually localized
There's like a
gravity.
satisfying
Oh,
The
thunk
minute you
sound
jump
when you
off,
hit the
though,
rock.
you're gonna float away again.
Yeah, and you will just drift if you
So
are in
everything that
space.
works in the game
This
on the
skybox
ground
looks
also
amazing.
works in space.
It's
And Starsreach is a world that's super malleable, right? Right now, if you're watching on the screen, people are digging holes in the asteroid and
oh, I want to take a hole
mining
in the
away and
asteroid.
gathering materials. They are earning experience points in mining. You can actually see that people have been chewing away at this asteroid.
Oh no,
for a
I
while.
still have the
That's
thing that
because they're
changes it.
gathering
Let me change my
rare
modes.
minerals
Oh,
and materials and all of that. There's somebody,
all right.
it's not on the stream, I don't think, or it might be on some, but there's the ability to heat up and melt stone, turn it into lava. You can freeze water. Water actually flows in this game, and so on. So we like to say it's the most alive game ever made. It really
Yeah,
uses
I
simulation
accidentally had it in the
to a
wrong mode,
degree
but you
that
can
haven't
heat up the
seen in
ground
other games.
and then extract different materials
All of that
afterwards. Like I've got
simulation
manganese and iron
works
where I've
just as
melted
much
it,
as
and
it
you
does
can
on the
freeze it
ground.
as well.
That includes
And
the
there's like
ability
lava you
to
can
go
freeze.
as far as
And
building homes
as you're mining,
and
you end up
cities
terraforming
out
the
here
world.
in
So
space,
you can make these
either
big
floating
holes,
in
and
space
you
or
can
on the
burn down
asteroid.
trees, and then the trees are kind of deleted
So
from
I
the
made my
world.
way into space sometime.
And the
Oh, you
mining's
did?
a lot of fun.
So you found a portal on Temperate?
I
On the
guess so.
Temperate
Alright.
planet. All right. That
I'm
means you
gonna
escaped the
do
Sandy
the
Canyon.
change
Well,
the
in that case,
mining type
Is
thing
there a map
again
or something?
right here.
yeah, you should be at that
So let's see.
in a base. Is that
Oh,
right?
I'm blocking the thing that tells me
I
what mode I'm in.
see
Okay. I'm in
Lyric underscore mod.
terraforming prospect
Can I
Yep.
kill him?
I think you were at
I want
the
to kill
bank.
him.
No.
Yeah, you can't kill him.
Oh no, a sky
The
shark.
base
finding
Okay.
is
Sky
all
Shark.
set up.
Come on.
Um,
Let's go. Ah. They drop
Worst game
gas.
ever.
I need that. Hear you.
not included in the
Ah. I'm gonna take it all.
that's here
Where's
on the portal. Let's
where'd the other shark go?
on the asteroid.
There you are.
Wait,
Okay.
If we start
Kickster.
floating
I see
around,
Kickster. There we go.
He did
Yeah.
heal me
Alright.
up. I had like
I'm
half
taking
wound
everybody's
because I was just fighting
shark
all
gas.
those beholder looking dudes.
Because there's
you want to
a
head
there's a
toward
combat
the
drone
base.
I want to
You can
build,
see
and I
it's
need
like
a couple
flat
more
platform
gases for it. I'll show you the inventory in
Okay.
just a
out
little
there in
bit, but I
space.
want to let them talk. Okay. Let me see if I can terraform the mining area again.
Now we
Looks like-
will get
Okay.
space flight and spaceships eventually, but we don't have them yet. So right
There we
now,
Oh, I can't do it up here. Oh no, I can.
right now
Is-
they
So you can melt the
fly
ground
around in
and
space.
Is there a pitch and
change,
yaw in
like
space?
chemically change what
Pitch and
sort of
yaw, hold control for
materials
A and
you can
B,
mine.
and you will pitch and yaw.
It would
Let me
be
see if this
Q and
can
E
do
would be
it.
awesome because that's what
Space
most
mining
games are
works a
like.
little different than
Yes,
Planetside.
and the reason why it isn't Q and E is so that
Because
you have Q and E.
movement controls are kind
for
of
your
different,
specials
and you
everywhere.
can't absolutely
Yeah.
light yourself on fire doing
You
this.
will want to be
You can absolutely bury yourself,
space.
emptying your hopper
Key
over
binding when?
your head, or dig a hole and bury monsters
Soon
in
we
it,
hope.
which is a
Oh,
lot
I,
of fun.
I found Old Man Observer. There's Cornetto.
Yes.
There we go.
Alright.
Yes.
That's Raph, right?
Where
I
Cornetto
see.
and Raph.
Yeah, I'm Cornetto. I see
This is kind of
Redbeard, Flynn,
Swiss
and
cheese because
Controlled Chaos.
there's been a lot of mining
Beaver is
going
on the
here already.
underside of the structure,
Okay, I'll show you
upside
Nope.
down
on a planet later.
No dual command. This is just.
All right, let me get out of here.
So
These are all-
this structure here is actually just built using the exact same tools that players can build with.
Players
We don't have
Oh,
a ton of assets in
made
here
these
yet to build
holes
with,
by mining,
but people are getting
because
creative nonetheless.
it's the homesteading update.
So now that we're here, we could all visit the temperate world
Oh yeah.
that you came from by going through this portal.
Oh, is it this one or that? Oh, the one on top of the building over there. Okay.
Use the portal. There we go.
Oh, bummer. I'll be back in a minute.
I apologize
Crash?
for coughing.
No. We don't have
Uh,
crashes. This is just a little
Yeah,
hiatus
so-
I'm taking.
A pre-planned break.
It's a temporary break. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
build the houses with just individual pieces in different areas.
Yeah.
Like this
Good,
is
good time
one
to remind people
that
that
was
this
built
is in
by
pre-alpha.
the
This is
developers,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
Definitely.
tools to
I
do
mean,
it
none of these
in-game
graphics are
are there for the
finished.
players, and
Sound
I'll go
effects are
through
still in
some of the
works. A
houses
lot still to
that
be
people
done.
have built.
You know, I mean, it's better than
I'm still
in
working on
prototype,
my ranger
which
skill enough
is
to build
just
my
nothing
own,
but
but hopefully I'll
cubes,
be
spheres,
doing a video
cylinders, and
of that
stuff like that.
soon.
So
I do want to say that I
I
appreciate
apologize that I'm not watching
when the
chat right now.
first
I
trailer came out and the colors were kind of
got a
like,
lot going
you know,
on my
very
screen, but I
vibrant,
will.
and
I'll catch up
then
with it in just a second.
you all very quickly went to a
Alright.
more muted color tone after feedback from people seeing the game for the first time, and that was very fast, that change.
Yeah, part of the reason it was very fast is that most of what we needed to address was actually shader code and not the actual art. It's kind of amazing
Okay,
how powerful
I'll
shaders can be.
turn up my
right?
mic a little.
Now that Kix is back
'cause
in,
the
maybe if
game-
he just jumps down and
Oh, wait,
stares at the ground. For
That'll
a
change
second
me in the voice
close up.
chat.
Yeah, you can
there's
see
not a
actually
slider
fair
for
amount of
game sounds
detail
right
in
now,
there,
so
but
I can
if you
turn down
have
my
shader
system
settings set in
sound.
particular ways, it can
Thanks for pointing that
basically all
out.
get removed, get stylized, cell shaded, whatever.
All right, sound
And
settings.
we had at the time a ton of work to still do on lighting and the like. And as a result, everything was over bright, oversaturated, and a lot of this texture detail that was there all along wasn't actually visible. Our aesthetic target has always been a stylized, but stylized realism, right? We want the world to have a sense of feeling real, not feeling cartoony. The avatars are probably the other thing that people think about and wonder about. We have more work to do on them. If you notice right now, all of the clothing is still, you know, you're a bit over shiny. Everything is a bit over stylized still there. We're losing texture detail. So we've got work to do on that, but it's been happening in tandem with working on the character customization system, which will be as complete as games in MMOs usually are, with multiple layers of clothing, color customization, texture customization, all of that kind of thing. In fact, right now we're actually randomizing the appearance of characters with random clothing in order to test out that things don't poke through different layers and so on. So customization is not yet fully in. I'm wondering if we lost Cersela. I don't see her here.
So, what is your all's plan for like gravity? So, when I was out there in space, it would have been kind of nice that if I was close to the platform or somewhat near it or kind of even on it, that I would snap to it and go back to gravity. It was kind of actually awkward to try to get back into that portal because I was just on my head.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you get close enough, you will snap and rotate to it.
I didn't. I'll have to show you the replay.
Yeah. I do know that if you approach it at a weird angle, like I found myself standing on the side of a stair
Yeah.
out there in space. So you do have to be careful about where you come in and land.
Yeah.
But it does actually work. It may not work perfectly, but you can actually snap onto the asteroids, and it actually works like
I keep
Mario
muting
Galaxy.
myself. I apologize.
You can walk around the asteroids. Each have their own localized gravity field.
Yeah. Cool. So it's definitely true. I came in at an awkward angle, so that's a true
I
statement.
am playing on hard mode.
You actually curl up into like a little ball
doing
and
my,
then stand
my
up
first
straight,
stream in a
standing the
while
correct way.
with other stuff going on. Apologize for technical issues.
So how big is the development team for this game?
We've got folks who are full-time contractors, as well as people who are, and part-time contractors, as well as people who are employed by the company. So I would ballpark it at 30.
At 30?
Okay. Yeah.
So your members, you know, like your 3D maulers, also doing like the rigging, the skinning, the texturing, and stuff like that. You're not dedicating
My
one
computer's
person
lagging
just
out.
to texturing, another one to 3D modeling, another one to rigging and skinning.
Yeah, the way the art pipeline is set up, you clearly know a lot about it. There are a bunch of different specialties there, right? Somebody who's
Yeah.
expert in rigging may not be the best texture artist, and vice versa. So
Yes.
we have the art team set up so that we have one expert in each of the steps,
Okay,
and
good.
then people pinch it, right?
Okay,
So
there we go. We've got
you know, we
people
have
getting wounded and exhausted,
expert
killed
environment,
by each other dancing. The testers that have played for a little bit know when they
but
like
then
pass through a
you
camp
know,
to
people will pinch
just
it,
go ahead and
right?
dance
Pretty
for
much
each
all
other.
of them learn how to model
Because
and
we
so on, right?
have lots of mining
As part of
accidents
becoming
in this game.
a professional artist in video games.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, so
I
that's
wanna
pretty much how that
try to
works. We have a
keep up with the conversation.
the person who doesn't pinch it as much. We do have dedicated concept art, right? Concept art, 2D work like that.
And we've got
is
like
is
oh,
not in the 3D pipeline, but the
well,
2D
we've got a lot
pipeline.
of houses on in this particular area, but I can show you.
So some of the things that
I can place a camp.
that Kix is doing, I think for anybody who is new to Stars Reach and doesn't know, basically everything in our world is simulated. And so Kix right now is digging a tunnel.
I do not want to.
You might think that that is voxels,
Oh no!
but it isn't.
Leave me
It's
alone.
actually using an AI technology called cellular
prowlers.
automata.
Okay.
Which, if you played Noita, that's something that you might be familiar with. If you've ever played with Conway's Game of Life, the thing with the glider, all of it is actually simulated that way live. And Kix right now,
this is bad.
whoever big time homesteading fan is,
that's me.
they're actually
too much going on.
You're
on
doing
my
something different.
Right.
You're trying to dig through the dirt.
Yep.
Right?
The game
You can see
performs
the dirt
better
is
than this, and
collapsing.
so do I.
Yep.
That's because every material knows its adhesion, its
so
melt
you
point,
drop
its
any
freeze
resources
point.
that
knows how to
you've picked
form
up
arches,
since you
how to
last
slump
saved
and
at a
fall.
camp or
If you
a
start
way
digging
station.
through raw dirt or
when
sand,
you die, really similar to the
you're gonna have a hard
Galaxy's
time
cloner.
tunneling, and it might collapse on you and kill you.
Yeah, I learned that a lot when I was doing my video about
like
mining, the dangers of
the
mining.
XP bar has like a gap
and
where it
finding
can't
out
go all the way
that
up.
when
But
you get close
if
to
somebody
lava,
ends
you'll
up
start taking
dancing
heat
at a
damage,
camp,
catch on fire.
it'll
as
heal
you're
that.
digging, if you dig just below sand, the sand will
Alright,
collapse
I'm gonna
and
do
fall
some
on you
mining
and can kill
and
you and stuff like
listen
that.
to the...
And I found that really interesting that there's dangers to harvesting.
Oh
and I
no!
immediately went,
Prowlers.
okay,
Alright.
I now have to for the fun and risk.
Come here.
You are things you can do in the game to actually shore up the sides of your tunnel.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't collapse on you. And that kind of thing is pretty important if you want to survive.
You can get
in the
ganked if
bowels
you're
of the
distracted. Alright.
I can see the guide video after launch.
Oh, how do you get a gun, they ask?
How to conform to space OSHA rules and make sure the video experience is as safe as possible. Might be too long a title, but I see it working.
Well, it's fantastic because I played Enshrouded not too long ago. And one of the things that was the most fun was a friend burying me alive because I had dug a hole in that game. So I can see lots of fun shenanigans in a game like this.
I think I can light the ground over.
I'll be honest, every time I've seen someone on a hill, I've been trying to dig underneath you so far, but my hopper is full.
Terraforming,
so I can no longer do that.
So
okay,
you know
I do
how to
not
empty
want
the
those mobs to
hopper?
roll up
I
on
do
me,
not.
so
How do I empty
go
the
over
hopper?
here?
Okay, so
the ground over on fire.
if you there's probably a big time homesteading fan is doing it right now. They are dumping out the tailings. Gravel.
So if you do it enough, it'll make lava. And there's an ice version.
As you do that, the way to do that, it's Q and E again, right?
So I'm gonna
that will empty out your hopper.
it.
So what's happening when you're mining is you're cutting through the rock, turning it into nanoparticles, skimming the
And see
good
how I'm
stuff
making a
off
hole in the
top,
ground by
and
collecting
left is
stuff
this
from it.
extra detritus bar, right? And you can then dump that out on the ground.
So
as
I got
these
like
piles
sand
of
and glass
gravel.
where I melted
Gravel
it.
is actually useful for other
I get
things. You can
normal sand without the
harvest
glass
gravel
where I didn't
in
melt
order
it.
to make roads, for example. And over time,
Here's the
we'll be adding
roll
things like
light.
the gravel corroding back to the dirt, the grass growing
And
back
let's see what
over
happens
it,
when I melt the
and
roll
heal.
light.
The world will, nature is healing. It will heal back up. So players modify the
I'll
world
show
in
this
a
skill
whole
tree in a
bunch of
second
ways,
how I
but
unlock the ability
in
to
some
melt the
ways they
ground.
are rearranging it, not just modifying it. Meanwhile,
Yeah, now
has
it's
gone far away from all
it's
of
collecting
that.
glass in the desert beneath it.
So I have a question because it's related to this. So when I just dumped my hopper, and I noticed it was kind of like reaching a limit and kind of like
And like
collapsing
here
in
we've
down.
got like
And like is that just the
surface
weight
gravel.
of everything kind of like pushing down on itself and spreading out? Is that what?
And I'm gonna
You
dump
mean the
out my
gravel?
hopper
Yeah,
and
the
it's gonna
gravel,
make a big
because I
pile.
do the
That's
hopper.
right.
Yeah.
And you can bury
Everything,
yourself under the
all
pile,
the
which is a
materials
lot
have
of
a
fun.
flow rate,
Yeah.
and structural integrity values, and all of that. So if you drop a pile of sand or a pile of dirt on the ground, it's
I
gonna
apologize if there's any
collapse.
sound issues.
If you did the same thing with rock,
I'm going to probably just stream myself
Okay,
only
so how
playing the
deep do
game.
trees
The
go?
next
Because I'm trying to dig
test
this tree out.
phase in a couple weeks.
And
depends
can
on the
trees,
size of the tree.
if trees
And
fall
it'll
over,
be a little easier to
Right
talk
now-
about
when,
it.
when they can fall
I'm,
over, they will be able to kill you.
Interested in the
Okay, that's
developer
amazing.
chats.
Right now,
Does anybody have questions for me
trees
to
and
ask
stuff don't
them?
have gravity yet. Yeah.
yes, that is one of my absolute favorite things from Valheim was accidentally
Don't
dying
set
to
myself on
trees.
fire. Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
So
That was a
I
good
can't shoot my extract
Oh,
with
but
the
it-
terraform.
yeah,
So I'm on the edge of a cliff, and if
you
I
can
do
take a
Q,
bit of fire
instead of
damage.
it shooting out, it goes underneath me.
Here,
That's
I'll
disappointing.
show her
You can
skills.
shoot.
Um,
You can
I've
aim where you
been
want it to go.
I've been playing this game for about 8
Are
hours.
you
this week.
using free camera mode,
in
MMO
little
style?
2 hours sessions. Okay.
The
So
reticles, the fixed
Reticle.
mouse button.
So
There's-
if I want to shoot out, I gotta.
there's a forestry
You don't have
skill
to, but it's a
where
little
you
easier,
can
right? Because you can see
plant
better what you're
trees
doing.
and
I disagree. I'm not.
gather
Nothing's coming
more
out.
of the trees.
Do you still
And,
have stuff in
Because
your
it's
hopper?
empty. Nope, no, it's not.
Oh, the ranger skill.
Yeah, no. If I don't aim, so I'm on the edge of a. If I aim at the ground,
the
it doesn't
homesteading
come out. If I just
for
aim
like the
out,
house building, that's
just
what
in the
this
air,
update is
it doesn't
mostly.
come out.
Checking.
No, it won't come
But,
out just in the air. You've got to
We
target
broke
the
the
ground
world
for the
and
pile.
did the
to
test
land
early
there.
yesterday.
Yeah. All
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've got enough.
Yeah,
to
we
unlock
don't
the gravel
yet have.
recipe.
And honestly, I'm not
There we
sure we'll ever allow you to just dump a pile of gravel in the air over somebody's head. Like that might be a
Yes.
little too griefy.
Oh, it's
Yes,
hard to
that's
have a
what I was
lot of
trying to
freedom
see.
without
I mean, that's why
griefing
I'm going through
like
saying,
that.
what can I do?
Alright.
You said PvP
we-
was not enabled, but there is lava.
Right.
Yeah.
There is lava here. That's right. So
and
You can play the ground is
with
lava
this
for real at somebody's
malleable
house.
world, one of the big
Alright.
things, and this was one of the first questions we got when we announced and started talking about this, was how are you going to make this game PvE and still have all of this stuff going on, right? And the answer to that is we do have a whole bunch of mechanisms that are meant to safeguard areas and so on. You can't directly damage people. We have that turned off. But environmental hazards can still absolutely cause damage and get you in trouble. So a big part of what we've been doing in the pre-alpha is watching the ways in which players
My
use and
camera's
abuse
blocking
these
this a little
tools
bit.
in order to harm others, so that we can build in the safeguards, right? So Kix is in the skill tree, but if
I'm going to
Kix comes
show
over
this
here,
better in a
then,
video when I'm talking about the
folks on the
game.
stream can see the lava, and I guess on everybody else's streams, you're probably already seeing it. You can heat up every material in the game. You can also cool them all down, and that lets you melt and freeze things. And this
You
is
can
everything
freeze
from
lava and
melting
walk
rock
on it.
into lava, which if I get too close, I'll catch
Oh wait,
on
that's the wrong
fire.
one.
There I am, I'm on fire. Luckily, it didn't last very long. For DOT damage, right?
And
But it
yeah,
does more than that.
it does
right?
burn you.
In the real world, if you melt certain kinds of materials, when they come back, they'll be something else, right? They'll be volcanic. That's how volcanoes are different kinds of rock and so on. You've simulated all of it. If you melt sand, it's going to come back as glass. If you
And you use glass
actually, there's so
for
many examples.
crafting.
Pretty much everything does that. So
How do you melt something?
So what you're gonna have to do
Yes,
is
Two ways to melt. There's two ways to. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
there is 2 ways to melt.
I don't know if this is my
So if
camp
you
or not.
level up Ranger and you unlock the flamethrower and the Undertrailed Blazer, that's one way. The other way is if you get Mineralogy XP by terraforming, you can unlock chronophasing, and the chronophasing is what lets you basically speed up time, reverse time, and also heat up things.
Yeah, this
And what skill tree was that under?
Mineralogy.
Mineralogy.
Yeah,
Mineralogy.
Chronophasing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
right
see it.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Um,
Chronophasing. Cool. All right, so
I've
I
just been
leveled up
trying to
combat a
unlock all
little
the
bit,
skills and
opened
see
up
what
the
they
gravity
do
gun
this
recipe,
week, but I
and
still
I can
got
go
some
to a
more
camp
points
and
I
I
gotta
can
get
see it,
going.
but where do I actually make it? Do I make it in the camp?
Yes, you do. See these little
We got a flamethrower.
tables?
I don't know
There's
if that's
one
something
that
I
is
have to
the tool
craft
maker.
or if I have it
Oh,
in the
I only
normal
have one
blaster.
table.
Oh,
Let me see if
there's a
other
camp right
So I
near the
just have
lava
the
pit.
stove.
Come over to
Okay,
the
I
lava
don't know.
pit, where the lava
Oh,
was.
okay.
Or is.
Where's the lava?
I never was there.
Oh,
Is there waypoints? Is there parties, group markers, things like that yet?
there are a couple of things like that, but most of us are noobs. I can't fire off a flare. Does anybody have a flare they can shoot?
I just
Oh, I
fired off
see
a
it.
flare.
Wow, that's
Okay.
cool. Now, see, that's neat.
I
Instead of just
unlocked
some
flare, but I'm
magical
not
waypoint
there.
line.
Hey, Redbeard Flynn, did you enjoy the molten hot tub?
All right.
It was great.
I'm gonna see where everybody is.
That was really neat. Toolmaker. You got
So,
flares in the game.
What is that? What is the fire?
I just heard Cersela say something, but I don't know where Cersela is.
Oh, I
We
said
lost-
I unlocked the ability to put waypoints, but I'm not with the group, so I can't put one down.
Yeah, where are you? Come find us.
Favir is
Let's
trying to
do
do some
this.
damage, dude.
Hey,
I
Ray.
Do you
got
know
him.
where you are?
But if we do this, like the lava can go down into this, right? Oh my god.
I'm not.
Favir's trying to kill
Are
us.
you back on? Are you still on the desert planet or on the forest planet?
No, we are on the temperate planet. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the wrong planet. I will be there soon.
Oh, this tree is on fire too.
Yep,
Alright.
I just set a tree on fire.
I'm
Yeah,
jealous
right.
everybody can
Oh,
make
and you can
fire.
hear it burning. Oh, there's flame.
I got
flamethrower.
separated
Yeah,
because
so,
I was busy lighting
for
the world
tree
on fire.
Tix keeps wandering off and doing other gameplay. I hope everybody else is getting to see the.
It was
Yeah,
Sorry,
if you
I'll
want to
speak
see
with
what
you. I
they're
just
actually
thought
showing,
I had
it's
one
going to
of
be on their
Ranger
official
stuff
live
to be
stream.
unlocked, so I was
I'm
trying
going
to
to
get some points.
include
Hey,
that
you
when I
There's
make
a
the
forest burning
video
down
version
over
of this,
here.
where I'm not just running
This is
off
just
doing other
chaos.
things.
It's kind of amazing.
So, all of our trees.
I
if
apologize. I
you are
might take
used
the wrong
to,
portal in
you know,
space and waste
in
even
games
more
like
time. We'll see what
Valheim, right,
happens.
You are used by now. Everybody's used to being able to chop down trees, and you
All
can
right.
burn
I
trees in
came
some
out of
games
that
and so
one.
on. For us, every tree would be a mob in another game. Each of these trees is
I'm
actually
pretty sure this
running
one over
AI.
here is the right
They change
portal.
with the seasons.
And there will
They
be
grow.
spaceships later.
They get planted as
Like,
seeds. They grow to
Space
maturity.
movement is a lot of fun right now.
Spread. So you're burning down this forest and clearing it away. Later on, you might regret it if you need wood.
All right.
And other players, it's not unusual for them to come along behind you, filthy arsonists. And,
There was a forest fire in somebody's backyard
be
the other
harvesting
day
the seeds or
because
trying
somebody
to
was
put the fires
burning
out
all the
because
trees
they're
that somebody
like,
had
no,
just
wait a minute.
planted.
We
They're
need
gonna
these things.
take that out.
We need
so
this
we
stuff
can't grief
to
people.
be able to build other things. So we could come along. I see Tenkata Sentai's doing this. I'll
Yeah.
join them.
All right.
You can freeze the fire in order to try to put it out.
It's still the alpha
Okay.
version. I got a crash loading,
And
but
freezing
it'll
is
just take a
useful
second.
in other ways too, because you can do things like freeze the lava. Let's say you're over a lava pit, which do exist in nature on some of these worlds. Those you might need
I'm
to
going
freeze a
to
path
check chat while
across
it's
it, turn it
loading.
into solid stone again in order to navigate.
Hey, everybody. I apologize for the,
Now, what happens when you freeze water?
all right.
It
I mean, can
turns
you
to
actually
ice.
do that?
Let me
Yeah.
see if I
And
can
I'm gonna-
get
what happens
their
with?
stream
I
up.
want to show off what happens when trying to stand on that ice. I mean,
Let's go over to the canyon and play with the water and fight some ball hogs and stuff.
You said fighting things. I'm there. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's right over here. We just got to go downhill. Danger awaits.
Yeah. That's where I was at before. I was
Fall
killing a
damage
whole
is
bunch
on.
of them.
Always
Yes,
keep it-
fall damage is on.
I've noticed the fall damage is very generous, though.
It is pretty generous, and
Currently.
you haven't
Currently.
unlocked all of these things yet, but we have climbing. Everybody gets climbing. Just jump at a cliff face.
All
Jump
right.
at a tree. You
It's
can
not
climb
gonna
all the
work.
trees too.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
You also can unlock a grappling hook,
Is it loading?
and
oh, the
you
grappling hook is so fun.
Yeah,
my
I want
God.
I'm
that.
you
going
can
to
grapple
just
all
go
over
full
the
screen
place,
waiting
and
for it to
then,
load.
you can also
Hi.
unlock a grav mesh. The grav mesh will give you the ability
Nice
to
to see
fly
you. All right.
in bursts.
That's pretty.
Loading.
Whoa, whoa!
I got stuck climbing trees. I got lost
Can
from
you
everybody.
drown? Let's see if I can
I
drown.
lost you going downhill.
Oh,
Are
you
you guys
can't
in the canyon
drown.
yet?
Let's see. I see. Oh, there's
yeah,
a hole.
I see you. Oof.
Come on.
When can you drown? Because I can't drown.
You can't drown right now.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Not
Let me
really.
get
We've
the game back
We've been
loading.
working on underwater is planned to work actually fairly similarly to space. So you'll be
Yeah.
able to swim
Underwater
around
world,
in full
yeah.
3D. Yeah.
gonna
So
be cool.
that's our plan. So space is kind of acting as our
Whoa.
prototype for eventual underwater.
So the ice clearly makes it slick. That is
I had
cool.
to
Very
restart
nice.
Steam.
Oh, come on. Let's
There
freeze
we
this
go.
lake. Let's get some ice rink going on here. When the hockey sticks coming in?
Can
Oh, I
someone,
like how it melts.
Yeah, it seems to be melting. I guess because the lake is too
All right,
warm.
we need to
right?
freeze the planet,
Yes.
guys.
Could you potentially freeze an entire planet? Would
You
that be a
don't need
possibility for
to.
people?
You don't need to. The seasons are going to do it for you.
Okay, that's fair.
No, we want Hoth all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
We can
there
do
will
that
be,
too.
There will be planets that are frozen ice balls. There will be hell planets where it's lava everywhere. There's going to be lots of
God.
combinations and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Will Anakin
Yeah,
be on
and-
the lava planets, just waiting for
I
you?
am
Getting
I am not sure
getting
where
back
all of you are.
in.
I am now down in the same area, and I'm surrounded
Apologize
by
for that.
dangerous, aggressive creatures.
I see you. I see.
If you guys step right over here, oh, there we go. Oh, watch out!
I have to get there without dying. I'm worried I'm
I
gonna
dragged
train all these guys on.
the mobs over to the guys.
They really want to encourage you to group up
They
with friends,
are,
so some of these
yes.
mobs
They are,
can
yeah.
can really roll up on you.
Is that what
They're
you're
one-
doing?
But
In fact,
there's
One
some
thing
good
I know
abilities
that-
you can
Here,
unlock in
all
the
the
combat
green
tree as you
stuff,
go.
that's
Make it a little bit
glass.
easier to
from their heat
go out on your own.
Yes.
Okay,
That's one thing
I'm
that
on
I
the correct
really like
planet.
about
I'm gonna
the
go over to the
combat is, like,
lava.
they have like elemental properties to the
Let me,
actual projectiles.
Let me see if I
So
can get my
when you're
wounds healed.
fighting around sand
Okay.
and they're using heat projectiles, you're going to notice it all turn to glass, and it's going to stay that way unless someone comes about and either harvests it
Let me
or
find the
permafaces it or
lava.
terraforms it in some way. So you'll be able to see where the history of a
Yeah,
battle
right now the
was.
jump's fairly generous.
Ooh, I
So
just
you can
saw
jump pretty far
a
without dying, but
green
they're gonna
sign just
reduce
pick
that
up,
later.
and one of the people pick up that green symbol. Are mobs dropping like buffs and stuff like that?
Yes, they are.
All right, let's get this
So-
Roach Master, guys. Come on, let's get him.
Oh, Roachmaster,
Alright.
yes.
Let's get him.
What is
Come
this?
on.
Jeez.
There's a lot of
So,
homesteads for the homestead update.
As you can see,
here's the
it's
lava.
fairly action arcade.
Where's everybody?
Got him.
Oh, it just
Wait,
spawned
Let
a
me
bunch
check
of,
their
it just
screen to see where they
a bunch
are.
of little ones.
So you can see right there, Control
No,
Chaos just picked
they're
up
up
that
on
purple
it.
power up.
On a
The
hill.
creatures, as you shoot them, can drop power ups.
Oh,
Invulnerability,
they've gotten
Okay, yeah.
separated.
speed up buff, jump buff, heals, and so on.
It
It's
shows it's
fairly
nighttime
action
for me.
combat. While we're here for just a minute,
I'm gonna go towards the
just
lake.
to demonstrate, you can see me moving back and forth, right? I can do
Mhm.
that. If I hold down control, I've got dodge rolls.
Oh, I want a
Oh.
jetpack.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have it
Oh,
Nice.
that's
unlocked yet.
cool.
Oh, and you
So
can
you got
climb
that.
like
You've got
everything.
jump,
You
of
can
course.
climb
Once
people's
you have
houses.
grappling and grab
You can
mesh,
climb up the trees.
there's a whole bunch of capability there as well that you can use during combat for active evasion. Many of the larger creatures will signal what they're doing. Oh, actually, you saw it right there. See that red circle on the ground? That is
Oh,
them
yeah.
signaling, right? I just got frozen.
Oh no.
They
Where?
can root you using cold attacks.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
one
those
thing I
cold
found
attacks
in the
hit the lake,
game.
it's gonna make ice in the lake.
That's the one thing I found in the game when playing, that different ball hogs do different things. You have ball hogs that freeze, other ball hogs that do fire damage, and other ball hogs that throw ball hogs that fly to you. And they
Oh my god, that
man.
house is so cool.
Old man, get out of the
Hey.
lava!
It's got with the lights.
Old man
I'm
observer,
still
get out of the
looking
lava.
for everybody.
You can
I don't know
create
where they've
steam by
gone.
heating up the water. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm frozen in midair.
Oh,
Oh, that's
no.
cool.
Yeah.
I did a hero pose. Okay, I just got
can't
a
find everybody.
supercharge all stats maxed.
All
Oh,
right.
I'm really fast now.
Oh,
Now,
Found
if
the
you
Fuzzy,
take a
river.
look
so
at the
Trying
lake,
to get to where they are.
somebody here has
Here's-
been using the heat beam on the lake,
Oh,
and
you
you
can
can
make
see
It's
the
like
water
steam,
there is
geyser.
turning to steam and
Wow.
floating away.
I
It's a
apologize that I'm
battle.
not
There's
showing
ice
you what
and
they're talking
fire
about.
going into the lake.
So
Ooh.
this is what we mean by most alive. Everything
Oh.
is simulated this way. You can
Yeah.
actually see a whirlpool forming.
I'm about to get. Oh,
So,
I
Raph,
got
you said you
frozen.
could change the volume using Windows, but how do you change the volume of individual programs?
No. No.
Icon in the bottom right, and if you right-click on it, you'll get troubleshoot, open volume mixer, and sound settings. Click open volume mixer, and you'll
All right.
scroll down and you'll see a list of all your
Oh,
apps.
this is. I don't think I've seen this before. Star Wars Freaks. Yeah, we got to turn that down. Even some of my viewers are like, "Man, this is too loud."
That's where
Yeah, I
I adjusted
apologize
my
for the game sounds
volume
being loud.
separately.
I don't.
This is actually my first time seeing the new Steam. Before y'all changed it when it was just water in midair. Now it's
Oh, it goes
Steam.
all
It
the way
looks
up,
so
too.
good.
Help.
It looks
Oh,
really
wait.
nice.
Is Raph dying?
Oh, they're currently on the temperate one. Okay.
I need
We're
to
just
heal.
looking at
I'm on the wrong
Steam,
planet.
Raph's
Thank
dying.
you. I'm going to try to get to the right one.
Hey, there's a Horde Master over there. Y'all
So-
want to try to kill the Horde Master?
Yes.
I've
Oh, we
leveled
gotta
up
go
enough
get
now.
Always
the
yes.
Horde Master. I'm on my
I'm
way.
gonna run to the camp. You can unlock your skills only when you're in camp. Okay.
Hang on a second, guys. Let me throw a camp upstairs. Oh, if I get upstairs.
Where's everybody?
There's one down in the camp.
Oh,
Not doing nothing.
I was gonna put one upstairs.
And really quick,
That's
and
a
then I'm
good
gonna try
opportunity
to
to explain. Yes.
meet up with everybody. I'm gonna
If
leave
you
the
die, which you will,
chatter going.
just did, I guess.
I'll be right back.
You are going to go back to the last camp you checkpointed at. So it's pretty much a checkpoint system. If you have gathered anything since your last checkpoint moment, then it's going to be left behind where you were. So checkpoint often, right? Players have the ability to build these camps. You can set them up. You can use anybody's camp out in the wilderness. So you use them as forward bases, right? And you also can take wounds. And right now, in order to heal the wounds, you got to hang out in the camps and other people have to dance, which is straight out of Star Wars Galaxies, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And for the if you type /emotes, you'll actually see you're not limited to just this dance. We got the Roomba, we got the salsa, we even have the chicken dance for you. So
Chicken dance is amazing.
Eventually, entertaining will be a full profession, just like it was in Galaxies. But
That's
in the
awesome.
meantime, we've stubbed it in just so that the loop actually works. But that only works in a home or in a camp.
That's one of the things that has been lost, I think, from MMOs since Star Wars Galaxies, is that the entertainer and the wound system and how all that works. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah,
Now, I understand that a lot of stuff is going to be player made. To keep the
Right.
economy going, are objects in the world going to have, like, items going to have a durability to it, like your weapons, your clothing, and stuff like
Alright.
that?
Everybody's
everything will.
on the other.
Everything will decay. Everything will have.
I think they're on. I'm still on the wrong
that kind
planet,
of,
but I see some people here.
It's the only way to make the
Let me
economy
see if
work,
I
right?
can
Stuff has to break.
get to
Mhm.
them.
So
No,
yeah.
I might be in the right
Also,
one.
all the goods are player crafted.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh no, I'm so gonna die. Help!
I got you.
Oh,
I got
no.
you. Wait, no, I'm frozen. I'm frozen in a hole.
I'm running for it.
I'm dead.
I don't even know.
Wait, don't release. Don't release. Where'd you
Alright.
go?
Yeah, I am on the
Where'd you
wrong
die?
planet.
I'm in a hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Alright.
actually what got me. I fell in a hole. I was
Yeah.
trying to climb out. I was defenseless while I was climbing.
That's like the first thing that happened.
Let's
I
recover
fell down a
this.
hole
Someone in my
that
chat wants to
somebody had
know
made
if
into
there's
this big
melee
cave,
weapons coming.
and I didn't
I
know you
was
could
about
climb
to
out
ask that
yet.
question too, because
the answer is
Alright.
yes.
Let
The
me
answer
try
is
to find the
yes.
other portal.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah,
Alright.
that makes me very happy.
we're looking at about 15 weapon types overall. There will be, this is the plan. We've got a bunch of range types.
1, 2.
We have indirect fire weapons, not just direct fire. So think things like archery and grenades. Those will have arcs to them. And so the charge shot
I
mechanic
really hope
is
this
going to
isn't
be
muted.
very important for those because it'll determine your range, right?
Alright.
We plan to have heavy guns that you can barely move that are more like turret style, and run and gun stuff and sniper rifles and all of that jazz. The way that we're making that work from an RPG point of view, because this,
Alright.
you know, people on the stream might be watching and going, wait, is this like just a survival game? No, it is not. It is a full-on MMORPG with all of these in skill trees and RPG progression. So
I'm trying to meet
we
up with
have
people.
all of the standard things you might expect: status
Right.
effects, dots, vulnerabilities, resistances, all of those kinds of things as skills that you can unlock. Way more than just 2 special moves per weapon type. You get to choose which ones to map to your Q and E based on your playstyle preference. So
Oh, that's awesome.
there's also a bunch of combat things, like, for example, combat engineer. We can take advantage of the fact that we have this malleable world. Combat engineers can lay down the equivalent of bunkers and defenses on the fly in the world, made out of force fields and the like, that erode over time as they get hit. They can drop down the equivalent of minefields on the field, also using damaging force fields. There's a weapon type that you none of you currently have, since you went for the gravity gun. The gravity gun is a crowd control weapon. It slurps things into a singularity or blows them apart from it. So you can use that to pull enemies together for AoE attacks and the like. There's someone. Control Chaos has the one I was going to reference.
Planet
That's
is
the
this?
drones, the drone orbs there.
Is this the correct one?
Those
It
eventually
looks
you'll
like
be able
it.
to direct to fly off after
Let me see if I
targets
can find
and shoot at
everybody.
them for you. And so right now they're sitting hovering around you.
Hi.
CC, do you happen to have any
Thank you
specials
for
that
the
yet?
I do. I have both of them
follow.
unlocked.
I'm
The
trying
Q,
to
which I just set off,
back up
and
with
then
everybody.
the E.
Okay.
And
there.
I've
Yeah.
actually played around
No,
with this, and the E
it's
is
still a
really
different
cool because
planet.
whenever mobs got close to me and I hit E, all those missiles would go into that mob, and so it was sort of like a nice protective barrier.
It's daylight for them.
It
It's
also-
on the screen that I'm seeing.
It also intercepts projectiles, so it acts as like a baby shield for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that I didn't know, because
Yeah.
when I was thinking of shields, I was thinking of like this shield that I just put up right here, which is the fortress shield that I really liked, which gave some defenses. And the fact that this other shield that you have that I have yet to play around with, which is the reflective shield. Now, that reflective shield, will it actually directly send whatever missile attacks come at you back to the enemy, or will
Yeah,
it be randomly
it's nighttime for
projected to
me.
a direction?
There's two answers to that. One of them is if it's a non-homing shot, it'll bounce back in the direction that it came from. So if the attacker is still there, then it would hit the attacker. But if a homing shot is hitting you and it hits the shield, it actually homes back at the attacker.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind
Alright.
is those shields do not help you
But-
against AoE attacks. So if there's damage or melee or whatever it is, those
Sky Sharks right now.
the shield only works against projectiles.
All right.
So you have
Let
to
me
watch
look
out
over
for those
here.
attacks.
So my
We got
question
some
then is
houses.
do you guys have other shields plans
Where
for
are
things
the
like AoE and like
portals?
melee attacks that?
Yeah.
We have I don't remember exactly. There was 5 different types of shields. We only have 2 of them implemented, and we're not done.
All right.
Yeah.
There's one here. Hopefully I get to the
It's
right
an
panel.
MMO. The beauty of an MMO is we're
I
never done.
apologize for
Yeah.
this.
And that's what I really like about MMOs is the constant add-ons to it. I mean, the only time I really sort of stop playing an MMO is when they stop adding stuff to the game and all you're doing is the same thing over and over again and there's nothing new.
So I got a skills question.
Yep.
So I've gotten quite a bit of combat. I've opened gravity gun recipe, black hole bomb, boomer, stuff like that. Are
Alright.
there other innate skills like +10 melee defense, +10 range defense, or these are it? And
Not
if that
yet.
makes any sense.
Oop, luck out inbound. Where are they? I see them aiming at us.
I hear bombs in the distance.
Yeah. So there
getting
is
extra
also in the
crashes
design
when loading
a
right
whole
now.
long set of what we call combat tactics professions. And each of those is also an entire skill tree. You might have noticed already while shooting that you get kill streaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Combat tactics lets you build streaks out of defense, healing, evasion, absorbing damage, dealing damage.
No, where is everybody?
Dealing kills, and so on. There are essentially play style profession tracks. So if you are a tank, you can play with the weapon of your choice, but also learn the skills that unlock new capabilities based on damage absorption, right? So that you
Oh,
can
the
choose
space
to play
station
in
in the middle.
tank play
Thank
style
you.
without being tied to which
Okay,
weapon you
okay.
like. So that is the place
will
where
get
so
there.
many of the kinds of things you just mentioned end up living, is in combat tactics.
So I have this
couldn't
black
remember
hole
which portal
bomb,
was which.
and when I didn't have it, I can
Alright.
mouse over it, and it gave me a little text. But now that I have it,
Alright,
I no
still
longer
think
can get that.
Okay, space station in the middle
Yeah,
portal
this is a
will take me to
And then,
wherever.
just to be greedy right now, I want to do a black hole bomb. What do I got to do to do that? I can't figure this out.
It will be on Q or E.
It would be on Q, I think.
Like when? What gun do I need to hold? Do I need to hold some gun? Or?
Oh, you need to hold the gravity gun.
The gravity gun, yeah.
Do you know what you'll
So I got to
play
make me a gravity
next?
gun first. Okay.
It looks like
yeah.
there's
Is that-
a cool thing here if you want to make it.
There is. I need the ingredients.
I'm not
So
I'm not
the
sure.
question
Probably
I
more
have
PoE too.
is when I was using
let
the
me
Omni
see.
Blaster, I had an easier time hitting enemies
All right, where is
compared to the drone.
space station?
Is
That's right.
one of them like an actual lock-on type of attack, and the other one is directional?
Yes. So conveniently, we have some enemies coming here over the lake.
Yeah, I did
I've
that.
got the Omni
There's the portal.
Blaster out. If I start firing, you will notice that the Omni Blaster, the shots will curve towards the enemy as long as they get reasonably close.
Alright,
So these have homing shots. The Omni Blaster uses homing bullets. And it's particularly impressive and really easy to see if
no.
you use Doom
I'm
Blossom,
upside down.
which is one of the specials.
All right.
When I fire it out, you get
Oh, I
that
think it's
ring
at
of
the-
shots.
It's
Those,
outside the
all of
building.
those will actually go follow and chase the target.
All right.
Other
Where's
guns
the
don't
door?
have that. We have the ability to make some things have homing, some not. Different strengths of homing can be the output of your crafting capability. every
And
weapon in the game can actually be
underneath,
customized. Its stats
so
varied.
I need to spin around. And
You know, add-ons put on it in the crafting process.
So,
Alright.
so one of the questions I have that I think
There
is
we
tied to,
go.
like you talked about the gravity gun being a control, a crowd control, and I noticed that there's a healing gun as well. And the Omni gun is a DPS gun. So will there be
Hey, everybody.
role, like group role type thing, and will there be content that you want to group up together, like this thing right here, to fight and have like different class roles and class interdependencies? So you want to bring someone that's spec'd a special way, do things like that.
Yes.
Alright.
So we mentioned how
The
you
waypoints
currently
are
have
not
your
persistent or
loadout
crossable
over
yet.
there
Okay.
on the right.
Yeah,
right? You've got your
I'm having a hard time figuring
4
out
tools
where
max.
which portal
Think
goes
of
where,
that
especially
in kind of
the two
modern
that look
parlance.
like each
That's
other.
almost like your 4 jobs, right?
Alright.
If you try
I'm at
thinking about it
the
in
correct
kind of a
planet now.
Genshin-y
I'm gonna
or
try to find
Final Fantasy
everybody.
kind of way. You can swap those out at a
Alright.
camp,
No. It's
but
showing
once
dark
you
for
leave
me.
base,
Am I still not there?
that is what you are. Okay, those are the roles you've chosen. If you want a solo, you put together a loadout that is a solo-friendly loadout. If you're with a group, you put together a loadout where you've got interdependencies with the other folks that you are playing with. So we're trying to make this, look, we're realistic about where MMOs are, right? They historically have required way too much time. The audience has aged up along with, I'm older than I once was.
And, I feel personally
I'm gonna
attacked.
follow Old Man
People
Observer.
have kids, people have lives and jobs. And,
No,
you know,
is he
if
going
you're
with
making
group?
an MMO in the modern day, it's got to A, be solo friendly. B, it's got to be something that you can hop in and out of pretty readily, have fun in a short
You know where
session, and
everybody
be
is?
able to hop back out. Okay? And it still has to support people
still
hanging
on the
out for
wrong
hours and
planet.
hours and having fun.
Aw.
So that's really core to our design philosophy, right?
SR3 introduced
It's really
a nice
important that we
GPS
support
on
all
screen that
of
was
that. So this
missing from the
loadout
first 2
system
games.
lets you, the
Yeah,
players,
they don't want to have a
decide,
super
how
cluttered
do I want to
UI.
play in this
Oh, it is
session
the right
right
planet.
now?
Great.
And it leaves that control
And
up
it's
to
still
you.
kind of the alpha version where they don't have
There
like
are
everything
absolutely,
implemented yet.
you know, especially
But yeah,
more
that
so on the desert
on-screen
planet
GPS
than
is very
here,
helpful.
there are absolutely
Alright, let me
boss
find
level
everybody.
enemies where if you don't have a healer in your group, you're in real
Okay.
trouble.
Up on a fairly
If
high
you're
level.
fighting
I'm
enemies
gonna head up
that
there.
root, let's say they've got the freezing, you really want somebody who can heat you back up, okay? And so on.
Alright.
And so, and you
Let me
can't do
see if
that
I can
yourself,
find where
right?
everybody's
So
gone.
there are absolutely loads of mechanics that are designed to encourage party formation. But we've tried really hard to make it something that players are generally opting into as much as possible. In fact, I see I'm getting healed up right now by Controlled Chaos using the heal.
I see it right
I
here,
think
yeah.
maybe across there. It's
So
kind of hard to tell.
yeah, we're
from,
trying to do this in,
like
in
the
such a way that
narrow
can
view of it I'm
accommodate this
looking at, like where
tricky
they
design
are
goal,
in the
right?
world. But I think
Let
over
players
this way.
play the way they want and enjoy, and not force them down these super narrow paths that then limits who can actually play and have fun. We want everybody to have fun.
Alright.
So right now you're doing these targeted play sessions. Do you have any idea of a time frame
somebody
when you
has
look
been
to be
digging this
maybe
up.
having a more persistent world that people can hop on
Alright.
from time to time whenever they want? Even to just test.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
You don't have to. You can just say we don't know the answer.
Where is everybody?
It may or may not be a pleasant holiday surprise for some people that maybe they might get to play for longer than 2 hours.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I want to play longer.
May or
we'll
may
see
not.
how many
around,
lumps
like
of
the chicken on
coal
my
show
head
up.
off anymore. Alright. They are not on a grassy area.
So, and these buffs,
Are we
these
gonna-
buffs seem very powerful. And so, like,
So
we're
they're,
talking about like the coordination, because that's
further
like a
over
lot
that
of
way,
my
probably.
audience is going to be interested in that part of it, the grouping up
can't
together and playing together to accomplish goals. So, like, is this like these kind of buffs? Are they gonna? They're gonna be. They seem pretty powerful right now, but we maybe want like certain classes to, or certain specializations, loadouts to pick them up,
Probably
certain
down
things,
here.
or are they all
That's
going to
what
be
the
just kind of like
gray
they'll
on
help
our screen.
everyone kind of thing.
The buffs are meant to
dropped right into
help
enemies.
everyone. They're essentially public, right?
Probably
so
shouldn't have
anyone
done that.
nearby can grab them.
Right.
They are there in part to help make action combat more interesting, right? The specific
I'll
design
drop the
problem
campsite.
there
One all the way back.
is you don't want combat strategies to devolve into running backwards and fighting alone, right?
Yeah, right.
So buffs,
Too
and
late.
for that matter, the loot drops are meant in part to entice you back into the line of fire, right? But different buffs will absolutely be more useful to individuals in your party,
Here we go.
specific ones at a specific time. So if you're going to coordinate,
No, yeah.
so and so really needs a heal,
Like a normal type.
let me give them cover while they run in and grab it, right? That's the kind of emergent dynamic that we're trying to develop.
Awesome.
Alright.
So I need to find some gemstones and some other resources like tungsten to make this gravity gun. Are there things in game to help me know where to find those types of things? Like where would I look for
Kinda the right
gemstones, and how would I know where to look for
part of the
gemstones?
zone, but I don't know which direction to head. Oh, is that everybody?
There are.
I'm gonna try.
I'm about to die again. Oh, there we go.
Really compelling.
There
speaking.
are. They're in the mineralogy tree. There are prospecting
Alright.
skills.
Somebody's down here.
Oh.
You can. Right now, they only work short range,
Ah.
but they will work long range.
Periodically.
Oh, there's some lava going around.
This doesn't help. There's like lava around now too.
Maybe we should head back for a bit, and we can see if we can find you some of those gemstones.
Let's go up here.
I finally caught up with everybody.
Come
Yay,
up here.
Yay,
Cersela.
perfect timing.
Now I don't want
Now
to
that
say
we're
anything, but I
leaving,
see a
but you're
big
here,
old
yay.
boss. Wait, there's a horde master. Is that fun to
Yeah.
kill? There's a horde master.
Yeah. This is my chance to show off. Let's wave to Cersela and bow, greet her, and we can emote. She's happy to see you, and we can think.
I'm gonna
I
wave.
even think so.
I'm
We
gonna
have all of the chat
Wave.
bubbles and emotes and
Hey, everybody.
Ultima Galaxies.
Go to the top of the winter mountain.
All right.
Well, first there's a
I'm
horde
gonna
master, and then we'll
actually
I'm
show you what
dragging
they're
it to
talking
us.
about now. There we go.
I'm bringing it.
Suicide bombed. Old man
Hi.
observer just got suicide with the ball hog. I love that ball hog.
Oh, I see the horde.
Man after my own.
All right.
So there's a camp here. Checkpoint.
Oh yeah, better.
Look out! Some of these have these green guys are.
That is safe. Let's get it. Here we go. Oh, a horde master. Let's get it. I tried to take out one of these by myself and very, very easy. So thanks for having her try. Oh, and it's the mobs can spawn while the there we go. Oh, we got 2 of them. And some minions. Let's go. I unlocked the don't know how to use them yet. So I'm just gonna
Testers actually figured it out. All right, let's get out of here. And, oh boy.
Dare I say that was controlled chaos?
Salsa. Here we go.
So,
There we
head
go.
up this
See,
hill over
removing drains, removing wounds. The different dances play like different music.
We can navigate up this way.
All right, we got.
Is there any way to get your character facing straight again? Oh, there it is. He always wants to go sideways. Is my dude missing an arm?
Here we go.
You look like you're walking backwards on mine. You're running backwards on mine.
He's
your
walking
tool-
backwards
we
on my
got-
screen too, and he's
okay.
missing an arm.
At least it's consistent.
It's just a flesh wound.
Put your tool away or.
Oh, put your tool away. Okay.
So
I'll get my,
don't corner the deer.
Get my
They'll get pissed
terraformer
off
out.
if you
I'm
climb
not
this
threatening.
Watch the goal.
Oh no, they're just gonna kill the deer. Okay.
Or someone
Now
just
you'll
use a
notice
grapple hook.
You can get some bone.
Yeah, that was
Good
me.
for you.
Oh dear.
You might notice the your yellow bar
Oh,
down
no,
below.
I
That
don't
is your
have a
stamina
jetpack.
bar. Works
Yeah.
just like
I'm
Breath
gonna
of the Wild.
I'm gonna climb up
Breath
the
of
Yeah,
the
I
mountain.
Wild
run
was a
out all
huge
the time.
inspiration for us. You know, when we figured out, wait a minute,
Alright.
you can cram an entire sandbox into a game with no HUD. That was one of the big things that said to me, oh
Oh,
wait,
yeah, they're
we
gonna
can
burn
actually
some
make an
trees.
MMO that feels like you
I'll
don't
burn one
have
too.
20 billion individual buttons on it.
Here we go. Yeah. They want
something
a
that
fairly
feels more
minimal
accessible.
UI, which
I'm gonna
I think is
checkpoint
kind of
over
nice
at this camp again.
after playing the airship
So
battle
these camps, they kind of just like work
with all the
along like
mods.
camps in SWG. That might
Oh
be
no!
something. That's
They do.
that's what.
Owl deers.
Yeah, the trailblazing. Screaming. Screaming. I want to get in your face. Yeah, right now they're very verbose.
There's one. Sometimes they
Now, another thing that while they're just dropping resources, they're not dropping any equipment. Is that gonna be the way it is for the game, and not everything has to be player made?
Oh, that's a good question.
For equipment, or are the mods actually gonna be dropping some equipment?
By and large,
I need to make this louder.
They are going to drop raw materials and resources. There may be
recipes.
some mobs that are like magpies and gather up other stuff and take it back to their lair,
Okay,
and you might find a
sound
pinata of stuff
settings.
in their lair.
I want to see
Oh,
if I
that's
can
interesting.
make the chat louder and the game
Lairs
quieter.
is something that those of you who played Galaxies may be familiar with. Here we aren't seeing them on this planet. They are more visible on the desert planet.
All right.
They're known as makers, and I'll have to give a little bit of lore for everybody in order to explain some of this. But long ago, an incredibly powerful ancient alien civilization that we called the Old Ones terraformed this entire arm of the galaxy for use in their genetic engineering experiments. So we basically live in a zoo, and we are zoo animals. They made us, okay, not just all these weird creatures. So you should expect that out here in the galaxy somewhere, there will be dragons and unicorns and things out of our mythology, as well as weird alien tentacle beasts and sky sharks and even the things that they didn't intend to make, known to the rest of us as the aberration, the corruption, right? They also left behind robot servitors who are tending this place, even though the old ones are long gone. Now, something chased the old ones away.
Okay,
we don't know what.
Here.
We should be properly terrified of that idea. That is something left in the door as a secret for us to figure out. Now, all of us have gone and ruined our homeworld. They made a bunch of different kinds of humanity.
We're ruining these new worlds.
But the different sorts of humans all managed to take their planets to the brink of nuclear war,
so they all gotta go.
Climate change.
Here we go.
Glaciation. You know, some of them might even have be dying off to global pandemics. As implausible as that sounds. And so it is that the servitors,
surely everybody will
under
work together.
orders to keep all of the different species alive, have decided to allow us out from our worlds. They've showed up, they've granted us technology, they're letting us run lotteries for immigrants to leave Earth and leave the homeworlds of the other planets and set out further into the galaxy. And we have now formed the Transplanetary League in order to do that, and essentially try to do better by these planets than we did.
And you can zoom pretty far out.
So,
So
one comment, looks like we're running this world too, by the way, not just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Everything's on fire.
That's right.
See, I healed it.
Seems like we learned nothing.
Yeah.
Eventually, this
Hi.
planet is going to have a
Welcome
health,
in.
and it is going to be up to you, the players, whether you take care of it or not. And
We will
if
not.
we should try to get up to the icy mountain, but
Okay.
if we head back over to jungle later, the jungle world, Gaiamar, you will see what happens when players work together to take care of it instead of just destroying it.
Okay.
Can I get cancer in this game? Because I'm low
Right now, the uranium that you just found does not yet do AoE damage, but it will. And you should
Alright.
also expect that mining it may
Space
release clouds
cancer.
of toxic radon gas.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna
Because
be
we
sick.
can do that. Yeah.
So
Alright.
I noticed that all the
Where's
monsters
everybody
you've been
going?
fighting are basically just little humanoid
Heal up.
enemies.
I don't like the colors.
So this is not really a game.
No, no, I don't
about,
like camp. I like
having
blaster. Come here, you.
If we did that, that uses up
Alright.
spaces for the players take roles, right?
Yes.
We want players
Exactly.
to be the shopkeepers in the game. We want the players to be the governments of the planets in the game.
It was
And
so
if we
cool
handed that
going
stuff
to
off to
people's
NPCs, we'd be taking
stores
away
in
some
Star
of
Wars
that.
Galaxies.
So
what everybody
it's
had
not
set up.
really an NPC-focused game. That doesn't mean that we
Alright.
can't have NPCs in the form of points of interest, specialized quest content, dynamic events, and all of that kind of thing.
Where's
All of
everybody
that
going?
stuff is absolutely doable and possible, but you should think of this as you are adventuring onto virgin worlds that are uninhabited, most of them.
Alright. We're heading up this way.
Is
That
there
was
some
gonna be a
plan?
question I had too, so that's good.
Yeah. Is there some plans to do something with the waste? Because I feel like, you find a good spot and either you got to run very far away to dump your hopper or you got to make the area by you ugly. I wish there was another
Alright.
option for this waste.
I can't tell from the skill
There
panel where they've gone.
aren't
Are they up
yet,
there?
but there will be. And actually, over on the jungle planet, players have started coordinating where their town dump is and where they use the gravel pit. And people have started figuring out, oh, we don't want to mess up the way our town looks.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
We plan a politician profession that actually lets politicians zone the map of a planet and say, this is where roads can be, this is where you are allowed to mine.
I don't want
And
an
players
HOA in
should
my
be able
game.
to either vote for politicians to run their planet, or if the planet chooses to set it up as a dictatorship, they can do that too.
Cool.
Ooh, sounds
We
fun.
are
to
going,
me.
we are going to hand over
We've
the
got
choice of how to structure the
forests
government
and
and
mushrooms.
how to run
Okay,
the
there's
planet to the players. Because we can create new planets on the fly.
throwing me
We
off
can
because
add
it's
new
night
worlds
it's daytime
anytime
time
during
and
life.
the window I'm
The
looking at
reason why
where
this is not a seamless quilt of a map is so that we can add new worlds, open up new wormholes, open up new space zones, and add entire new planets.
that is
And if people wreck a planet and never go there anymore, the wormhole can collapse and we can lose it off the map entirely.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very different model from traditional MMOs in that sense.
So
That is
Right.
also, by the
Let me
way,
see if
why
I can
we can
catch up
allow
with
every
everybody.
player to have in-world homes, because we don't have a real estate problem.
So with
Let's
all
head-
this, with all this
let's head back
player,
So it's not a realistic game. All right.
with all this
Where-
player interaction and everything like that, and so like say you have one of those old planets,
I
would it be
see
possible
some
like to
forest
have
and mushrooms.
like things that age? So if it gets ignored,
Let's
so
put up
like they have like all these
here.
player built settlements, and then maybe like months or even years down the road,
Someone
you
lead
go
the
find
way.
a planet and it turns out that it had been inhabited, but it's no longer inhabited by players. And so can it change into like revisiting player history that has been built up,
Follow. Yes.
but and maybe
Okay.
has like maybe new NPCs have come into it, like there's new things that have grown into it, new
Okay.
because you've got all the grass and stuff that grows. I don't know if I'm quite getting
Thank you.
through what I'm trying to say here, but basically reuse old stomping grounds for players for new things.
We gonna climb?
So this is where the power of the simulation really shines. Okay, our water flows, our grass grows. Bare patches of dirt can, with time, become overgrown
Oh,
um,
that's really cool.
back into fertile areas.
Okay.
Forests regrow and spread. If you chop down every single tree, then yeah, you might end up with a planet that cannot recover. But you know what? You can go bring a tree from another planet to this planet and start seeding the world and Johnny Appleseed your way across and grow the planet back. Players can bring planets back
Yeah.
to life.
Here we go.
We also
Here's
erode
everybody.
things all
I'm gonna
along the
save at
way.
this camp.
You may
Waiting
not
for you
have
at the top.
noticed,
Great.
but when you were down by the water, you might have seen that the shoreline had mud and silt and dirt. We didn't put that there. The simulation, the water rubbing against the stone, did that.
Oh, that is cool.
So if players leave ruins behind, over time,
No,
yes, they can get overgrown. They can end up turning into, overgrown ruins and
I'm
eventually
gonna continue
disintegrate.
playing
Very
this some
cool.
more next time.
So
there's a
basically, what you're saying is if someone puts down a brand new house and you can go back to that person where they put the house, and instead of it being a fresh,
I don't
nice
want-
looking
oh!
house like you normally
Didn't mean
see,
to set off
it's
the
an
bomb.
overgrown, ruined house.
That's exactly right.
How do you maintain your house? Isn't it from being
We haven't settled on the exact cost, but there will probably be an in-game credits cost, basically, right? Like maintenance fees.
Okay, where's everybody?
Because again, it is super important that everything in this game economy have ongoing costs.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay.
There are a whole host of advantages. There are a whole host of mechanics that can be done in order to try to ensure that we keep that economic balance. I'll name one of them. Most MMOs, as you level up, chop things down, and then, oh look, somebody's learned how to chop down trees and is logging some of these big trees over here.
I only know how to burn them down.
If you pick up new recipes, we actually work your recipe book like a
there's one.
like a CCG. You're deck building your recipes. So your recipe book is going to have a fixed volume of recipes that when it's maxed out. As you level up, you can expand that max and so on. But the goal is there's no way for any one person to have all of the recipes. And that way, newbies who join the game will still have a market for the newbie level goods because the high level players are going to move up to the higher level recipes because they want to build spaceships now instead of cogs. We are doing so many things like that in this game where we really took a hard look at
I lost
the
everyone.
mistakes that MMOs have made in terms of in-game economy, in-game balance, and so on, and really tried to reinvent how a lot of stuff works.
Where did they all come from?
How's your plan to make adjustments though? Because obviously you know that stuff's hard to balance out, right?
Oh, I know that better than most people in the world.
Oh no.
Is it this
For the
way?
viewers who don't know, if you have ever crafted in a game, it is my fault. If you've had a pet in a game, it is my fault. If you have had a house in a game and decorated it, it's my fault. All of those systems originated in Ultima Online. Yeah, there's just loads of things that UO was really the first big game to bring those things to a broader audience.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, the first player-driven economies in MMOs, that was me.
Like
so
Mr.
we're paying a
Freeze
ton of
one.
attention
Yeah.
to how to do this, how to balance it. You know, we need to pay super close attention to it, have detailed metrics on it all, and we are
maybe over here.
really, really trying to focus on having it be balanced to something that can last a really long time. You know, UO is still running after 26 years.
That is crazy.
And yeah, its economy was multiple times in the intervening. But, you know, it is possible to revive it and bring it back. You just have to be active of
There's probably
Let me
people playing the
rephrase
game
the
that weren't
question.
born
So
when it
inflation
went live.
always seems to be difficult. So when a new player joins, it's like,
Baffling to me
oh,
that you
I'm
said
so
that.
far behind. What are your, if any, specific plans of controlling inflation for new players when they join?
You have to essentially centrally manage the amount of currency that is in the game, right? Players are making the items. We
Ooh,
control
I'm
the
gonna ask them a
outflow of
question.
resources and so on, via drop rates. But if you manage the monetary supply, very much like the Fed does, right? That is the way that MMO economies work. So that's what you have to keep an eye out for. And that's really your primary control.
So how is that gonna work with like if there's a crafters that might have a disproportionate amount of the game resources versus like people that focus on PvP or something?
Your primary inflow is going to be new entrants into the game because we're
Okay.
going to have to seed them with credits, right?
Yeah.
The outflows of credits are all over the place. There's housing, there's item decay and replacement that you need to pay for, and so on. So there's all kinds of what we call sinks in the economy.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of people made it to the top of the mountain. They're going to ice skate off the cliff, and I'm nowhere near you all.
Oh, I
Oh,
want
I've
to
literally
up
been
the.
treed by some owl deer.
I want
Wait,
to.
They are literally running around the bottom
a lot
of
of
the tree I
fun.
climbed,
Oh, jeez.
trying to get me.
Some
I don't know if
resources,
this is a
some
mountain they're climbing.
resources cannot be found by mining. Sometimes you have to earn them through special quests. Sometimes you have to
Ooh.
get them from creatures. There's all kinds of different things that you have to do to get.
Oh,
different,
that's cool to give
resources.
crafters
So
a reason to go out into the world.
The different folks that do the different
Right.
roles and stuff in the game actually come up with things that not everybody else can get. So there's definitely reason to trade and
The
barter
top of the
and
mountain.
move goods back and forth between.
Are we going? Oh, that mountain. Over there? Okay.
To get us all to
We're
the
gonna
top
go
of the mountain, can I
down the knob.
suggest we do a quick roll call and then you summon anyone who hasn't gotten there yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I'm
I'm
not
not
there.
entirely sure where to go.
Yeah.
Who's not
Yeah.
here?
Redbeard friend.
I'm not there.
I am not there either.
Oh, there we go.
All right. We're gonna go up on that mountain, and
What's your name? Ursula?
Cersela, Cersela.
Yes. Yeah. Whoa!
This is cool.
I almost slid right off.
off the edge.
The mountain's slippery.
Who else is not here?
Oh no!
Chaos.
L is gonna slow me down. Okay. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna slide off.
Whoa.
There you go.
Oh.
Big homesteading fan.
All right, this is fun. Whoa!
There.
There we go.
Basically, we lost everybody on the way to the mountain.
Oh no!
Essentially, yes.
So,
Is there a
Considering
space in your
that
name?
most of us
I
are-
think
when there is
so.
ice on the ground, you can
there we
like
go.
freeze like terrain and waters, and
Oh man,
Hey.
observer.
your character
Alright.
slides, and I almost slid like right off the
Yeah,
mountain when I got
so
up there.
this is worth talking about too.
And
Old man,
In
what?
other games, there
can slow
are
yourself down.
biomes, and they are hand placed and handcrafted by the designers.
but the controls are
In
Sorry, it's
Stars
Old Man
Reach,
well, you're
Observer.
ice skating. All right.
biomes emerge organically out
It's
of
a
the
lot of fun.
simulation. It is cold up here because we are way up.
Whoa!
That actually makes sense. Instead of just deciding it's cold
Watch
because
out
the
because
dwarves
there are
need to live
cliffs
here.
all around you. You could go flying off and land very,
I
very
kind of want to
painfully
fly off the
below.
cliff, honestly. Though.
It's just
Old
checking
man.
fall damage is all.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm checking to see if I run into someone else if I'll push them around.
Oh, I can try that.
I don't think it doesn't look like there's player collision.
No,
Is that?
No,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no player
That's
collision.
because the green thing isn't player collision.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
If I already have a camp somewhere and I want to place a new one, how do I do that? Or do I have to wait for them to despawn?
You gotta wait for it to despawn, or you can
Alright.
dismiss it, but only while you're there.
I'm gonna put it. No, I'm gonna slide off the mountain.
So you could
Who's gonna
dismiss
plant?
when you're moving
There we
somewhere else.
go.
You could dismiss your camp.
When you're moving someplace else.
Yeah.
No, I'm
tear
sliding down the
base
hill.
camp.
Eh,
Somebody drop a camp.
I did.
Yeah, there is one. up
Yeah,
there.
I dropped one. All right.
Okay,
here we
so
go.
if I go over here,
And
Yeah. You might notice that we have some other folks here who aren't part of our group.
Angie.
They are we have an open playtest session happening right now. So playtesters who are in our pre-alpha are actually hanging out here with us. I don't know if any of them are watching the stream, but if they are, they should say hi in game.
So if I just absorb my life in the camp,
yep.
If any of
hypothetically,
the
I could go fling myself off.
Are watching. I appreciate it.
Yes, you could.
Okay. Just hypothetically.
I have not been checking.
Hypothetically, the tall edge is the one to my left.
Now, what happens when, let's say, if Redbeard Flynn decided to fling himself off of the edge and
everybody lever Jenkins in a bunch of directions? Yeah.
Before going to that camp and saving.
Yeah,
so they are going to
I have posted
potentially leave a hole
the information to try to join the alpha playtest in Discord. I will link that on my community post as well.
Impact physics. What can I say? But beyond that,
okay,
they're going to end up.
I'm going to
leaving behind basically a little blue glowy ghost that is waving, asking for help, and any other player in the game can come up to them and revive them. So it's another reason, another way in which
I'm going to
encourage players to
grab
be
a
social,
drink.
even if they don't know each other. You can help people in a whole bunch of ways, right? If nobody is around to help you, you have a couple of choices there. You can return to your last camp, or you can return to kind of the base landing zone for the planet.
So is that the world station would be?
That would be the world station. That's the base landing zone. Yeah. And eventually that'll be the place where your ship dropped you when you landed on the planet.
Okay.
Right? Right now it's the building that we all came in on where the portal was. Now, anything that you picked up since you last checkpointed is going to remain behind in this little glowy yellow grave marker. So, yeah, we brought back corpse runs. But if you are a diligent checkpointer, then a corpse run may have 0 impact, right?
Almost like a save, like a quick save.
It's a save. It's a quick. It's literally a quick save. We just stole the mechanic from console games. That's literally what it is.
Let's go to desert while we talk. Let's go to desert.
Okay.
And let's do it. And let's do it the fun way. Everybody run off the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby.
Which way does it matter?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm just gonna fall die.
I'm gonna ice skate off the cliff.
There we go.
Here we go. Whoa! Yeah.
And I
oh
am
no,
seeing that
wrong side.
bleeding
Okay.
of the character.
Whoa!
My character has sort of that aura or that glow.
There we go.
And has that injured status and then sort of waving for help. And I think that's really sort of cool.
Yeah, let me
especially
splash wave.
considering that my body's in tall grass and hard to see. But the
flash dance.
The hologram of my character waving above that.
Come on up to the roof of the
All right.
Come on up to the roof of the station.
Up on the roof is a portal.
Into the desert world.
Okay, so we just use the portal.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so when we spawn, we need to
Let's
say
get my wound
World
first.
station.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm there.
All right, and G.
Wait for you in space.
There we go.
Still, the space flight is so cool.
Yeah.
One of my viewers asked that it seems that this is a more sociable MMO than
absolutely
what we've
more
seen
sociable.
in current MMOs,
And a lot of fun.
You guys wanting player interactions, is that correct?
Yes, but we are working hard to
not
force the interactions, right?
To not make the game
when people
tedious
talk
to force
about old
interactions.
school MMOs feeling more social, and really in some ways the tipping point was actually clear back at World of Warcraft. WoW was the first fully soloable game, and it was fully quest led as part of why, right? It led you through quests through the entire leveling process. Making things really soloable like that does open up your market, right? Lots of people are uncomfortable with having to meet people, make friends. You know, it takes a while. This is why nobody likes pickup groups.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're scary. So our philosophy is we need to provide gameplay mechanics that are low trust, where you can engage
Yeah,
with
make it
people,
fun to
but
play with
if
other
you don't
people instead
trust
of
them or don't know
tedious
them,
or
you
high
have virtually
stakes.
no risk,
Mhm.
Yeah,
right?
I really like
And that's a really
that
core
sort of
philosophy
interaction.
for us.
It made a lot more fun.
Some of the kinds of things that we're doing, anybody can run up and revive you. And
Yeah.
it doesn't mean, there's no commitment there. There's no, hey, you must engage in the key exchange of being in a party together or any of that stuff. So there are others.
I
We're
apologize
going
for
to
coughing.
we're going to do things like soft grouping, which is an idea we're stealing from Element the Mad Comics.
Hey, welcome
It's a
in.
really cool 2D MMO for anybody who never saw it, where a lot of the benefits that you usually get from grouping up happen just from standing near other people. And they are just passive benefits like slightly increased XP or healing rate and things like that. Then we are also including, watch out, there's a shark in the cave.
Land shark.
Well,
Yeah,
let's kill
we're
him.
There
also
was.
what
Oh,
shark?
there. Oh, I see it.
yeah.
I want to
There's a night shark.
We got it.
We're also including a lot of the
No, I
benefits
see
that are
one down here.
usually in grouping up. We have a leadership profession with squad leaders, and a lot of those benefits that require the more complex interactions like formal groups and whatnot are actually in that profession. So squad leaders have a banner that they can raise. That is their tool. That is how you formally join groups and things like that. So yeah, just we're trying to be super thoughtful and conscious of social game design here.
Yeah,
Is
I really like the idea that you're taking that
Okay, they're
soft
on the
grouping
planet
idea
now.
because the first time I saw that was in Warhammer Online.
Public
They
quest.
did a soft grouping thing when you go and do these world boss fights. The system would automatically sort of put you in this soft group where you could see other players' health on the side as you fought these bosses together, and then as soon as you left the area, it naturally disbanded the group. And I
Yeah,
found
like
that
Rift.
gameplay mechanic very fun.
Did that.
good.
Good.
You
Look, we're not shy about stealing, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
will
Hey,
there be
stealing good
hard
ideas
groups like
is
just the
Yes.
groups as
a
we
good
normally think
plan.
of? Is
Stealing
there a
bad
limit
ideas
to number of
is
people in a group?
Uh, there will be a limit for sure.
all right.
Um,
Everybody's still here.
we would like to have groups that are large in the way that Galaxy's had large groups.
Yes, big
Um,
groups.
there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do around group coordination when you get big groups. The kinds of things that we want to put in the squad leader track are not just formal grouping, but things like formations, things like called shots where they can call targets, and if people hit the target within a window, or if they're in the right formation location at the time, then you can deal additional damage or have special effects, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that we can do to make that a fun.
Oh, it's not stealing, it's
Leading a group should
innovating. I
feel
like
like
that.
its own form
Yeah.
of gameplay that you can get better at.
Being inspired.
Right?
Well,
That's the goal.
let me just throw another angle because there's another game. I don't want to mention other games' names, but there doesn't seem to be a group limit. If there is, people don't seem to hit it. And the thing I've noticed is you go to somebody's stream, they don't mind to throw you an invite, and so then you get a marker and stuff like that, and you can meet up with them. You can still kind of do your own thing, but there's a sense of you can do stuff together or find out where you're at, and it's actually kind of cool. It's always frustrating to be whatever your group limit is that you can't add that next person to go into it because everybody wants to get together. MMOs are massive, so let's have as big a group as possible, even if you're not in the same place.
Yeah,
Well,
I would call that a different kind of group personally, but yes.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
in games like Guild Wars 2 for like the boss fight, like everybody can join up and there's like a big mass as many can fit on a map to do the group do the fight, and everybody gets their own loot, and there's not really a group involved unless people coordinate it beforehand. So sometimes you can have just big concerted efforts without like a set party, and that can be fun too.
I do want to clarify, this is not guild. So, and unless you plan on having waypoints, but you have a communication channel, you have waypoints,
Yeah,
you know where they're at. There's certain, it's not guild concept. It's a group concept. There's just no real limit to it.
Yeah, I would, how to phrase this? There are a bunch of mechanics that are proximity based.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
party members.
I
will
I like
probably
it.
have to be
I-
limited.
I like how that works
In
in
part
Wars.
just because the sheer volume of UI to juggle can get
That's a good point.
right? And because there's performance implications to managing stuff in close
Oh, there's
proximity.
one of those like little horns.
Having a looser relationship.
He's
Like you
doing a
probably
salsa.
don't need to see health bars and status information and all of that kind of thing for somebody who's halfway across the world.
Exactly.
In order to have a waypoint and feel like you're part of that group.
Yep.
So yeah, I would break it into tiers basically. The
I
kind
like
of stuff
that.
that I'm talking about for squad leader is more the moment-to-moment party coordination.
You can like
Yeah.
pop in and help people, but you're not like
So
beholden to them.
I have a viewer that asked another question. I know that you covered that there's going to be, the dancers and entertainers
World
and
bosses
stuff
would
like
be
that.
crazy.
They're
Yeah,
wanting
absolutely.
to know about what you guys are doing to
there's-
encourage exploration
I'll let him
of other
finish, then I'll say
planets and other areas of space.
Yeah. So exploring is actually a track of its own.
Yeah. Let me.
And
open this
that's
trade.
actually where the ranger and scout type abilities
Yeah.
are.
There's a trailblazer.
Right? These camps that people are making, that's ranger capabilities.
Pathfinder.
There is
it
a
doesn't
tool
tell me what
that
the
all of
abilities
you
do once
got
I
called the
unlock them.
Pathfinder.
Yeah,
That
I've got
should
the
be in
Pathfinder
your
tool.
inventory. If you pull that one out,
Uh,
that actually opens up an exploration game.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the
surveying
Pathfinder
the
to show
planet,
you.
running around. You should be seeing these red diamonds.
I've
You can now
collected
run
all of
up
this
and click on the
garbage.
diamonds and turn them green.
Because I'm just I just
can't.
go around collecting stuff. All right.
Yeah, you gotta go
And,
to the camp to change
Here
it.
we go.
Yeah, you might need to go into camp and get
So,
the Pathfinder. if
I've
you
got the
don't have it.
Pathfinder, and
Think
now
of
I
this
can
as
go
playing
and
planet scale Pac-Man, okay?
and run around.
And what you're doing
collecting
is
the
you gather
waypoints.
up all of these diamonds. As you gather them, these are going to turn
And there was a
into
girl the other night that got the
scraps of the
trophy for doing the
planetary
whole
map.
planet of them.
Oh, okay.
And then you
Do I
can
shoot it?
craft
Oh,
those
right.
together and sell the map
But this
to
is
other
a-
players. That is actually how
That's
you end
cool.
up with a mini-map. You might have noticed there is no mini-map
Oh, that's how
available
you
by
get a
default.
mini-map?
An unexplored world, until somebody maps it,
Oh, man.
there's no way to have a map for it.
See, they're all over
players are going to
the
be
map.
building your mini-maps. And you're going to have to
to-
buy the
okay.
mini-maps from them.
Very interesting.
Well, that's cool.
And further, because
I
the
won't have
world
to
can
collect them
change,
myself.
the maps may become obsolete. You might be following an out-of-date map. Get there and discover, oh no, the world has changed since this was mapped.
Oh yeah, because people
So
put giant
exploration
holes
is
in the
meant
world
to
like
be a
this.
full progression track of its own.
That's a cool idea.
I just looked at the time. It has flown.
Yeah,
Oh, I've been having a blast though.
I was curious if you could, or if,
Alright.
I don't know if you guys have it mapped out
Well,
yet, how you
except
guys
when
exactly
I'm,
want it to work,
like,
but Star Wars Galaxies crafting system was so loved by so many.
Oh.
Like every time you go on Reddit and you
They
check
dug
the
a hole so I
MMORPG
can't reach
subreddit,
it.
and a thread comes up with what's the best MMO for crafting, Star Wars Galaxies is always at the top. So how is
Galaxy's got
crafting
amazing
going to work exactly in Star Wars Reach? Is it going to be very similar? Is it going to be some differences? Or
I would say it's about 95% similar.
Yeah, there's
we are
definitely
doing
Galaxy's DNA in this game.
all the
for
things
sure.
around varying stats, resources on every planet.
Like,
The
you
same,
can see
iron
the
on
skill
one
tree.
planet is not the same as iron on another planet. All of that stuff with varying stats is there. We're
I love
actually
that
adding
in
a whole bunch
Galaxies.
of
Ooh, I can't
intricacy
have any
because we
homestead.
have the simulation. So
Right.
obviously you've seen harvesting
I've
and mining
unlocked
and
a
all
lot
of that
of
kind of
combat
thing.
points.
That applies just as much to the wood from the
I'm gonna learn
trees
boomerang
and
bird.
the qualities of the different plants and so on. All of that also varies planet to planet.
I've unlocked everything
But
in combat.
now
Let's
we
go.
have renewable versus non-renewable resources.
All right.
So it is possible to mine all the iron from a planet out, and then you won't have any left on that world. Which is
We
a
can
reason to
strip
go
mine a
exploring and
world.
find
That's
new
amazing.
planets.
All right.
But the organic resources, those you might tend and farm them. And so we've got farming and all
I
of the
ever
rest
get
as
gemstone?
profession tracks too.
I
right?
really want to
So,
make this thing. I'm gonna try to make it.
I
Next
would
time
say
I
the
play.
only simplification that we're doing relative to Galaxies
All
is
right.
that it had too
Anybody
many
have a?
digits of precision on the
I
stats.
like exploring of No
And
Man's.
we're going to
Yeah,
simplify that down a little.
it does have No
I
Man's
think
Sky vibes
Galaxies
for
did
sure.
4 digits
But like
plus a
Star Wars
decimal point.
Galaxies, No Man vibes, and
That
like
actually
EverQuest
bloated the
Landmark just
database to
like
an
had a
unreasonable
baby.
degree.
It's a really cool
we
game.
can't afford to do that. Galaxies couldn't afford to do that.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to be simplifying that down to 3
But
digits
it's not
of
like
precision,
really convoluted.
which is still
somehow.
billions of
Like you
combinations.
can just
right? Like,
jump in and immediately start having fun.
What about the different types of qualities? Because I did like, flavor, conductivity, things
all
like
there.
that.
I loved running
All there.
around looking for resources in Galaxies.
So,
I think people are going to
and-
be really happy to hear that.
All right.
So I had
On
one
the-
question.
I'm gonna. Oh, the
to
camp
just
went
kinda,
away.
Because you're talking about social and everything like that.
I need.
And it's interesting because you mentioned
want to
Ultima
go
Online,
and,
I'm a huge fan of social MMOs.
Pay attention.
But Ultima Online being my first MMO, I was extremely antisocial in Ultima Online because I worried that everyone would murder me. So I ran away from people. I know there's going to be PvP in this game, but I believe in the announcement it was talking about planet rule sets. And so would you be able to like stumble upon a PvP planet or in like I mean it's all gonna be
since
player
I'm just gonna be
created,
standing
right?
here
So
for a
maybe
second.
arenas created by players, all kinds of stuff like that.
Maybe.
So how are you addressing the PvP versus PvE side of
No,
things?
I'll leave the game going. Here we go.
So the end game for a planet is players move in.
All right.
They build on it. In fact, those of you who are still near the desert camp, if you look up on the hills right above the desert portal, those are player houses. They came here, they staked a homestead claim.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you could actually do that by upgrading your camp
if
into
I can
a house.
climb this hill, I will go in and
as players
look around
move in and establish homestead claims, the planet becomes eligible to have a government. That government of the people who have established their homesteads there.
They did this
you
wall
can
by
only
wall.
be a citizen of one planet, and the citizens decide the way the government goes and who the politicians are who run the planet. And they have the ability to set laws.
I'm just
like
I'm
who
just
is allowed
not doing
to
a good
PvP
job getting up
here?
their ramp. There we go.
What are the tax rates for player-run shops? Who is allowed to dump the hoppers where?
My mouse.
Where are roads going in between our buildings?
Hey.
All of those
hey,
kinds of
Perkins,
things
nice
become things
it's
that
worse.
the politicians can set.
I'm gonna climb the outside. Get up there.
It's one of the benefits. There's a lot of reasons why we didn't go with a seamless map. Boundary conditions are the bane of PvP systems. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So having really bright boundaries between different worlds is one of the ways in which we can insulate people who do not want PvP from, from getting ganked. But if players prefer old school Feluca, they can do that.
I don't want to live in a battle zone.
They can set up their planet.
I want
to
go off and do PvP when I feel like
players
it,
will
and
vote
then not
with
be
their
bothered
feet.
most of the time.
I apologize, Raph, but we need to give ourselves a little bit of time to say goodbye because we've got a meeting in a couple of minutes here.
All right.
I was going to say that we ought to show the city on the jungle because that conveys kind of what that end game can look like.
Let me
Good finale.
Let me open
I was speaking to Rick, and we're going to leave the servers open for another hour.
Awesome.
So if people want to continue to stream after we're not here, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So we'll leave the servers.
I'm going to keep streaming a little bit longer. Let me.
Let's try to head to.
Let me get my.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out Jungle.
Game window up. I don't want the Twitch.
We could summon everybody to the
port. There we
anybody who's not or has wandered in the desert. If you need a summon back to the portal.
All right, I'm at the portal.
I see a portal. Is there always just one portal on a given
world? Right now, there's just one. But
no,
anybody, if you give me your character
I don't want
name,
this
I can
showing.
teleport you here.
Let me go.
Let me move the game up. There we go. All right.
Chaos. I think you found sky sharks.
Yeah.
I think I did.
After I say
there's a lot.
Goodbye.
I was gonna go help
I'm
you,
going
but
to run around and show a little bit more of the game before
I do have a shield. I've been in the beta for alpha for a while.
Okay.
Wow, I just saw this player base of someone building a diamond in space.
That's what I'm looking
And
at right now.
this
Too.
Yeah.
this thing
And
looks
it'll
cool with the material that
be a
you
little more
chose
cohesive
because
when I
there's a
make it into
metal
a video.
sheen to this.
Yeah.
And the
Any-
fact that I can land on it and walk on it. Oh, that's epically cool. And I
So
can tell that
that's
this
a
is
player-built building.
yeah, I'm noticing.
Yeah, so
it.
you can build in space. Is this like there's like a what looks like a spaceship? So a player has built this over here,
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's just like a building that looks like a spaceship right now.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Very cool.
isn't that what Dave built before we even
Oh.
had homesteads?
Yes.
I'm trying.
Are there any stragglers on the desert, or can I follow now?
I'm in space.
I'm in space.
All right, I'm heading to space,
I'm in space.
and
All
We're
right.
in space.
we can actually, as soon as everybody's in space, we can just summon them to that portal as well.
That's a
and,
better idea.
Save
Yeah.
people the fly time.
Save
Except
people from-
both Dave and I are at the other portal, so we
Save
need to
Cersela
fly
from
to-
getting lost specifically.
Yeah, which way did that go?
No, we're at the
You could-
correct portal.
You can call me
Oh,
out.
did
it's
you just
fine.
summon me?
All right.
I was gonna say, let's go to the
No,
jungle
I
portal
didn't.
and summon everybody.
Yeah, summon me to the
Okay.
jungle portal because I don't.
Is that
I-
me following somebody?
Will take the same portal twice in a row.
Yes.
row if I try to find it.
I think we're gonna summon to the jungle portal.
All right. Why
portal.
can I not fly?
All right,
Oh,
let me
no,
land.
I just flew smack
Okay.
into a a horde of enemies.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know where you all went.
They are
Okay, we'll get
flying.
you.
Yeah,
then they're gonna
basically
summon
if
me
you follow
there.
the asteroid belt, it's at the other end of the asteroid belt, but we'll fly there and then teleport you over.
Okay. Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna be showing off the game a little bit more. Does anybody have a question they want me
space is
to
really
ask
pretty.
while we still have the developers?
One of my favorite games of all time
Wait,
is Outer Wilds,
Yes,
and
great
just
game.
getting
Outer
some
Wilds
of
is
those vibes.
great.
That game gave me an existential crisis at the end
No
of that
Man's
game,
Sky.
in the best way
Alright.
possible.
I'm going to start summoning names I remember. Cersela.
Yay!
Um,
Summoned.
Oh, I got pulled.
Old Man
There we go.
Observer.
it's
Alright.
controlled chaos.
Control
I
chaos.
got pulled.
Okay.
Great. And
What is it? Homesteading?
Homestead Enjoyer.
Big homesteading fan.
Big homesteading.
Big
fan.
homesteading fan. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That
I'm,
is the
I'm
first
actually
one.
on jungle already.
Oh, you're already there. No wonder.
Yeah, yeah,
Anybody
so I
else
just
still
went-
in? Anybody
I'm-
lost in space?
I'm gonna do this in case
Zoning
the
into
game
jungle
crashes
right now.
loading.
Because I
Go to the
want to see
jungle.
this city.
They're gonna show off a little
All
bit
right,
more.
Old Man
wow.
Observer, you want to head in there?
I did get a crash,
Okay, we're
but
in the portal.
it'll load whenever you start.
Whoa.
Anyone
Okay.
else still
Alpha version of the
lost in
game.
space?
Wow.
These things happen.
I
No?
don't know.
Alright.
I just crashed. So.
Let's load it.
Oh,
And that's
Ooh,
to
I
be
did
expected
too.
because
crashed
this
as well.
is pre-alpha. So anyone expecting a game still under development not to have crashes or bugs, I'm sorry, you're
Honestly, I expect
So is
full
there-
release
is
games
there,
to be buggy at this point. because
Like
of the-
gravity and physics for buildings, or not right now?
not right now, but there will be.
Okay.
Structural integrity will matter for everything.
Okay.
So, of course, we landed in the middle of a fight.
Oh, I ran away. Sorry. I see bombs going off. in the distance.
No. They've got a loading screen too. I was
still
trying to
loading,
figure
but
out
I'm
what
hearing the combat. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. The minute it gets peaceful, just come up to the edge near the Christmas tree and look down
Oh, I tried to
at
mute.
what
I
other
apologize.
players have wrought.
Wow, I've never seen this
Oh.
before.
I'm getting over being sick. It's kind of
That's
miserable.
cool.
All right.
This is nice. This reminds me of like Star Wars Galaxies, but more customized.
And landmark. Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Landmark was
EverQuest.
another good
EverQuest
one.
Landmark. Definitely.
Wow, this is so cool.
Get that with the
I
terraform.
I've been so focused on my desert plan, I never came to see Mayor Beanstalk's amazing jungle city.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, a
this
player
is,
built this
an
little
effort that's
Christmas tree
coordinated by
thing.
someone named
Yesterday.
Beanstalk Head, and
Beanstalk Head.
they are acting unofficially as the mayor. People have
Well-
set up their homesteads. Beanstalk laid out the pattern of the streets
Yeah, there's
to
a little
suggest where
town.
things should go.
I'm going to try to
And,
show it from the cliff
I
first.
cheated a little and helped pave the roads. If you come down the mountain
And
carefully,
they handed
don't-
out some lights
don't
too.
die.
Sure.
Loading. Floating.
because the lights are
homes.
I was
expensive
gonna
to
say I don't want to
craft.
alarm anybody, but gravity's broken here.
Gravity.
Slightly
All right, there we
floating
go.
homes. It's amazing.
Okay.
This is
Uh,
awesome. This is
so-
amazing.
I'm looking at a fountain here.
This is
a player
just the
made
alpha
fountain?
testers. They've made this whole
I
town.
made the fountain. It is
Oh.
done
like
all with player-capable tools except for one thing. We currently
Taste
don't
gross.
let players drop water everywhere. Partly because I
the little
have
meshes are
successfully
people's
flooded
different
this city
homestead
under
plots.
a yard of water
But
myself.
isn't this cool?
So and we
I'm
had to
gonna be
do
showing
like
off some
dredging
of the
mud from basements
homesteading
and everything
Oh wow.
because the simulation
abilities
does
in
that,
a
right?
video.
So yeah, this is mostly a player-made fountain except for the water.
And I will try to explore this in a little more detail.
Beanstalk has been building a town hall. That's the one with these cool glass columns here.
Okay.
I have my homestead
if you
placed
go past the town hall, you'll see there's
just outside of the
some
town.
rocky stairs up
but I don't
to
have
a
anything built on it
gazebo.
yet.
I threw that together. It overlooks. It's over a little crater lake. Yeah, you could just explore this area for quite some time.
Oh,
It sounds like we're going to leave you here to explore Beanstalk City and the jungle world of Gaiamar and all the builds that players have made.
All right.
This is, you know, what a world can grow to as players take over the planet and really make it their own. For those of you who want to go exploring and the like, there is a giant lava open crater to go find. I highly suggest doing that.
I want to unlock
this planet is a fun one to play with the
before I go back in the lava. Because
one last observation for the building, you might notice we have object prop style building, which is the nice looking meshes. We have Minecraft style block building that will be upgrading to be more enshrouded style over time, but you can see that the two of them are used in tandem. You can do both. You can also do terraforming style building, where you actually reshape the ground. You can learn how to spit stuff out, pave the pavement,
I was in the military,
build rock columns, and all of that. Most
of
these buildings here actually have carved out basements.
Wow.
and more.
Amazing.
So we're just about at time. I wish we'd had more time to just answer questions from your viewers too, but we are always available in the Discord. We hope people really enjoyed this first look at Stars Reach. If you couldn't tell, we're really passionate about what we're making.
I'll show you the lava in a second. It looks really cool on the screen.
Really changes not just MMOs, but even aspects of how games are made. We didn't even touch on the technology here in much detail, but this simulation, imagine what it will do in the future when we can run it at 10 centimeter or 1 centimeter level instead of just 1 meter. And worlds are completely realistic.
Alpha version of the game. It's
That's
crazy
the kind
to
of
think
thing
where
that
it's going to
this
go from here.
unique tech of ours unlocks. Right?
They,
malleable worlds, the
some
ability
mad
for
geniuses
players to
right
really
now.
affect things,
All
everything persistent, all the depth of the classic sandbox MMOs made accessible, we hope, in a way that really works for the modern gamer. That's our goal. Because MMOs need a shakeup, in our opinion, and that's what we set out to do.
I completely agree.
I do apologize as you explore. You'll get stuck in the mud. All the muddy locations are from when I flooded the world earlier.
It does
you'll
slow
notice
you down. It's
it
cool.
will slow down your movement. Your boots will be stuck in the mud.
Yeah, that's it.
So
the movement's
there you go.
really
Thanks
cool.
so much for your time. I'm sorry I have to drop off, but I hope.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It.
This was epic, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Right.
All right.
Hop off.
Okay.
I am really liking this.
That's a wrap.
I'm gonna hang this up. All right, there we go. Now you can actually like hear the game sounds a little better, and I'll go through and show off some of the stuff before I end the stream. I'm gonna make sure I got the chat up in case anybody's got any questions. Oh, that's a good one. All right. So I'm gonna change the stream title now because we're just doing the testing. All right, and oh no, my window's not big enough to say. There we go, done. Okay. that should upload it. Or it did. Okay. So yeah, no more dev chats. I'm just gonna be going around and showing some stuff that I think is really cool before we go. So the ground is shaking because somebody's in combat with a really big mob around me. I'm gonna see if I can help them. Oh yeah, the hive, of course. They can drop down different abilities on the ground under you. I think their colors might have something to do with their capabilities. Like, they're like yellow and red and blue ones. And some of the, I think the blue ones freeze you. And the red ones drop lava under you. Like that. And there's like yellow ones. I think that spawn more of them. Yeah. Here we go. And positive is like a real challenge. Oh, see, the person I was trying to help has eaten it. Alright. And then I'm about to. But I want to try to eat the rest of them. No. I was going to help you up, but I've lost. Alright. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you're healing me. Thank you. Awesome. Alright. I want to figure out how to do stuff like that. Got that one. It's really similar to the Star Wars Galaxies blaster, at least this particular weapon is that you start with. In that you sorry, you aim it with your mouse look. But there's a lot of different weapons in combat styles coming later. This one's just your sci-fi blaster. Alright. I'm gonna go back to the town. Okay, so like this person decided, oh, I'm underwater. Hang on. This person decided they wanted to build their house kind of over the water, so they built a bridge. Oh. Hush. Okay. Let me get out. Yeah, so they've built this bridge. There, so they could actually like have their house kind of. Oh no, this is like a, yeah, like a bridge, over the water, to kind of like not completely cover the environment, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna drop a camp so I can show the bits and pieces, even though I don't have all of them unlocked yet. I was trying to get as much unlocked before I did the stream as possible so I could like show some stuff off, but yesterday there was some issues with the world and the testing it a little sooner. We get to play for like 2 hours at a time. Alright. So I've just had this week. But I will like play as much as I can so I can talk about it more in depth on YouTube later. Okay. There we go. So there's the oh, gotta get my cough to stop. The ranger tree, I believe, is homesteading. Yeah. So you unlock the ability to homestead, and then under civil engineering, there's different things you can craft, but it's the kind of game where you have to do something to yeah, I hope you do get in the playtest. Hi. Hey, Redbeard. It's nice to see you. Oh, thank you for the raid. That was so nice of you. Hi everybody. We're doing Star Reach alpha testing. We had the developers on earlier, but I'm just kind of showing it off a little before I end the stream. So there was the civil engineering, and you can unlock the ability to put blocks in the world to build roads and different structures, but or windows and walls. But for all the skills in the game, you have to do something in the skill to get points to unlock the ability to do more. So I'm still trying to figure out. I've got the Instaformer unlocked, and I think I have to use that a bit so that I can unlock pavers and then pave to unlock, the fabricator. 1 second. I gotta cough again. Let me try to mute. I apologize. I'm getting over being sick. So it's progressive. If any of you played Star Wars Galaxies, you'll know you've seen this before. But yeah, it's really cool how you can improve in what you do in the game. The ranger skill unlocks a lot of camping and pathfinding and waypoints and different. So if you do a lot of scouting, you're going to be better at it. If you do a lot of combat, you can unlock a bunch of different combat abilities to play in different ways, and that's a lot of fun. If you harvest a lot, there's a botany and mineralogy for mining, and you can get to where you can gather from trees and get seeds and then plant those on your homestead and grow trees from other biomes. And they were talking the other night about future plans that there might be a biodome or something like that where you can grow in space or grow things that wouldn't normally grow in the biome where you are, so that you can kind of gather things from some of the different worlds, which is going to be really cool. And the mining is really cool. I showed this earlier in the stream, but I'm going to go and give an example of it. You do terraform the world, so when you're mining, you can dig holes and shape the world around you. And that's if more people from the server get in game, we should have our own planet. Yeah, they've got a couple of sample planets right now. It's the homesteading update. The last one was movement, where everybody was kind of checking out the movement. They were slowly implementing more and more, just a little bit at a time, so they can kind of get some good feedback on what they've got so far. But yeah, that would be really cool. I want to join the city on this planet once I get a little more with homesteading. Let me see what I was. Oh yeah, mining is a lot of a lot of fun. Sorry. So there's something called phrasing, and one of the ability trees has the ability. I think it was Ranger, where you can have a flame thrower or a freeze a freeze beam. I gotta calm down. Okay. So you can make the surface ice. You can ice over lava. You can ice over terrain or water and skate around on top of it. You can actually interact in the world and change it in a way that I just haven't seen in an MMO before. You barely see something like that in a single player game, and it can create some really cool interactions between players, and it can, you can literally shape the world in a way that you can't normally in a game. So it's really cool. And they were talking earlier about how it might be possible to completely exhaust the resources of a planet. Oh, I've got something rolled up on me. Hang on. Oh, it's full heads. I don't know if I can do it myself. Let me get one in first. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go somewhere safer. Alright. And again, similar from Star Wars Galaxies, they have they've got a bunch of different dances in the game so that you can dance and cure wounds for other players. You don't need to be in a group or anything, so it's something just nice to do when you see people in the world. And it's good to have, like, you know, non-competitive ways to interact with other players, because I think that breeds more of a sense of camaraderie when it doesn't take anything from you to help somebody. You know, you're not making yourself worse by healing each other. You know, you're making it, it's making it better. So it's nice to see some non-traditional professions coming back, because I really missed that from Galaxies. Like, you know, I tried out different stuff. I was like a crafter and a commando. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I was an entertainer for a while, and it was kind of nice that I could buff people to go off and do raiding or PvP, and then I could use that money to start my store, like when I wanted to become a crafter. Like, it was nice that people that don't necessarily like one aspect of the game can really focus in and still have a lot of fun doing something they prefer to do. And having those different kinds of things to do in the game and different abilities can really make it feel more like welcoming and nice for people that don't typically like games like that. You know, say like you know, like a wife or a girlfriend or a mom or like, you know, some kids like coming in and doing some things that aren't traditional, like combat and raiding, is a way to like play with a more diverse group of people, or a way to, you know, if there are people that just like to socialize, then they have a reason to get on, other than just standing in the town all day. They can like participate in the world and have something they want to do. And it's kind of nice. Like, I met some really interesting people in Galaxies that like, you know, they were just in the, you know, theater Mos Eisley cantina all day, but they were interested in music, and they were enjoying playing music and meeting people, and they weren't necessarily interested in the other aspects of the game, but they didn't have a worse experience because of it. So it's really nice to see that coming back to a game. You know, there's some games where there's some game systems that I feel like are almost like vestigial or like lost to time, and it's kind of nice that to see good ideas resurface like this, because, you know, a problem like I've seen a lot in MMOs, especially like modern ones, is everybody is becoming less and less social. You know, like you get in your queue and you just want to get in and do the raid and just get out. Like, you don't want to talk to people. You want the loot and you want to leave. And they're really kind of antisocial when they're grouped together with people. So having a more casual, lower risk, lower friction way to interact with people really does kind of set the stage for more emergent gameplay and more like chances to make friends, or, you know, to see the same people regularly. If there's like somebody who just they're always out gathering, you start to see them almost like a neighbor. Like, they're just off mining every day, while you're off doing stuff, and it starts to feel more like a world instead of just a, you know, a waiting room or a treadmill, the way that some of the modern MMOs have started to feel, where it's, you know, it's like just a boss fight in a chat room and you don't even want to chat anymore. Like, so it's kind of cool to see like a social MMO coming back. I gotta cough again. I'm probably gonna do another stream of this game during a playtest where I don't have a cough, so I can actually like talk about it more. Does anybody have anything they want to see before I turn this off? Like the skill tree, or how like how movement works, or anything. I don't have the ability to build the buildings yet, but I probably will by the next time I show it. I'll give it a second. All right. I don't. How are you going to get a jetpack? You can unlock a jetpack. Let me see if what it's under. It's under either combat or ranger. I probably already have the recipe unlocked. So this is like a gravity field. The grapple gun, maybe? No, that's for grappling. Beacon Paver Fabricator Growth Pod. Okay, that's for planting plants. Beacon Paver. That's a healing ability. Instaformer. Oh, lets you drop materials in the world. Omniblaster, Pathformer. Gravity gun? Oh. Let me see if I can make that. Do I have tungsten? No, I don't have any yet. Okay. Let me see if the lathe has the... But yeah, you just unlock it by moving around in ways that aren't using a jetpack, and you can eventually get one. This is some of the buildings, like wall, angled wall, arch, roof tiles, and ramps that you unlock through gameplay. So you can build whatever you want, but you're kind of limited at first to what you know. Oh, and there's trophies for killing the animals that you can place in your houses, and there's trophies for exploring all of the waypoints with the waypoint finder. Okay. There's a lot of food recipes that kind of heal you on the go. There's like a banana plaster, like a banana band-aid, and like this one restores focus. And you got like power cells for your tools while you're out. Yeah. I don't know where jetpack is, but yeah. There's a video where they were saying that they had flying originally, but it just wasn't as engaging to be able to fly everywhere the same way that like having more limited boost of like a jetpack is, because they really are worried about making it more, just fun. Like it feels silly to be able to just go up and climb this house like you're Spider-Man or something, or like a cat burglar. It's it may not come off as well like me just showing it, but it's a lot of fun to be able to do it. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me today. I appreciate it. I'm sorry about all the technical. Very nice to meet you too. I apologize for the technical issues when I first started the stream. I started a little bit earlier than I should have. Like this is the first time I streamed in a while, so I just I appreciate it. So check out starsreach.com for more information about this game. You can sign up to be an alpha tester, and it's a lot of fun to try it out, and I'll be making content in the future about it. I'll probably stream myself playing it more in the next couple of days or weeks. 10 minutes to open the stream. Okay, great. It took me 10 minutes to or it took me like nearly an hour to start it. So yeah. So yeah. Thank you, and you can check out Cersela on YouTube, and you can see my videos about this and other games. I'll have one about this one soon. So yeah, thank you everybody. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Let me. Yeah. See you. All right. I don't know how to end my stream. Oh, in OBS. Okay. Take care, everybody.